Peace, everybody.
All right. Peace, everybody. What's up? It's your brother, Mr. Holipsism, and I'm here with Underrated Mind.
You already know what it is.
What's up? And the topic of this live stream is Cupbearers are big mad.
Well,
Deion Sanders. If you don't know what a cupbearer is, you're gonna have to go to our channels. I think either my channel or the BAIO channel. We have a video on it. Can't remember which one.
I think it was under yours.
Yeah, go to my channel and you'll see what a cupbearer is. Basically, in short, a cupbearer is somebody who holds water and serves the white man and white supremacy because they don't believe that they are capable of taking care of and having their own. So they would much rather fight for equality and eat the crumbs that fall from the table of their master, the white man. That's what a cupbearer is. And I would classify everybody that's not a signed member of the BAIO as a cupbearer. Would that be unfair?
No.
I don't think that's unfair. I don't think it's unfair.
No. I mean, plain and clearly, they want to stay here. So bring the cold beverages.
There you go. Make sure his throat is not parched. Make sure that what do you say? To quench your thirst.
To quench your thirst.
Oh. So,
man.
First it was the Woman King. Then it was Wakanda Forever. And now it's prime time Deion Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Ronan.
Peace,
Black Power American and Militant Integrationist cupbearers are upset at yet another current of events that seems to be a sign of betrayal. Or is it? Instead of what Black people should ask, why? Instead of when, we should ask, how? All of these things are details and points as to why nationhood should be the number one topic. The 1% speaks this Sunday, which is today. I hope you tune in. Let's go. All right, Underrated. You're more familiar with the background of this than I am, so maybe you can give them just some background on what this whole thing is about with Deion Sanders.
Yes. So in general, Deion Sanders took the coaching job at Colorado University to become head coach, and this was after he would finish off the season with Jackson State. By the way, they finished undefeated this year, and I believe they won the SWAC championship. And he's been getting a lot of pushback ever since taking this coaching job. A lot of people generally think that he is betraying the Black community and that he's running away from his duty of inspiring Black men to come to Jackson State University, and just the fact that they think he's a sellout, period. So that's pretty much the whole issue. But as me and you discussed, and other folks in the BAIO, we don't think that he's a sellout at all. We think he's just doing what is best for him. And ironically, when you look in the details, he is. Come to find out, I remember a podcast that I listened to with Deion kind of talking about Jackson State and just, HBCUs in general. He pretty much pointed out a lot of the flaws that has been going on there ever since he joined, or ever since he started, going back to HBCUs. One of the main factors is with the money, how it's being distributed. You have colleges that are, regular or public that we know of in the FBS conference, and they have up-to-date facilities. They have the latest gear and the latest equipment to prep their players for practice or for games, so that they're recovery is a lot faster. But with Deion, when he have joined Jackson State, a lot of that stuff had to be contributed from his own money. And then also he talked about the ticket sales. He said, how is it that you guys said we're sold out, but from the ticket sales, we only sold out about, I don't know, 28,000 instead of 60,000. And basically he was saying the math is not adding up right. And then here's the funny part too. He even had a conference call with other coaches, other HBCU coaches, where they will have these discussions about what is going on with HBCUs. And the problems are all the same, where you have the funding being manipulated and not distributed properly for just the whole school in general. And so while a lot of people just think that he's a sellout, what we should be asking is, why did he leave? What were some points that he had made that probably gave us a hint, like, yeah, this is probably his last season or so, or this is why we can't keep anybody around, because you have folks that are in power, that are in control, that are responsible, not, given a proper welcome, or just selfish, basically selfish and wanting to, have caviar and pancakes and have that latest yacht and always
Caviar
want to
and
look fly.
pancakes. Wow.
Yeah. Shout out to Tony Yayo.
So let me ask you,
Mm-hmm.
personally, what is your whole take on the thing?
My whole take on the thing is it's BS. It's BS that we're putting one man to blame and we're making him the light bearer, when Deion Sanders primetime is just doing what he knows best and giving back, coaching football. Like, this isn't someone that is a president, a representative. He's not someone that is, a government official. He is a head coach, a businessman to some sorts, and a father to his kids. And that is what he is just doing. He is trying to inspire, his people through football. So it's kind of just crazy how this decision is causing an uproar, for a personal decision that he wanted to make. And then on top of it too, if people really love the impact of Deion Sanders that he made during coaching for Jackson State, because even the mayor, like that clip that I posted for the trailer, even the mayor, understood like a lot of revenue that came from Deion Sanders when he brought Jackson State onto the map. If you guys are, grateful for it, then y'all would continue watching the games. Y'all would continue showing the support to Jackson State instead of just complaining like, oh, why did he leave? Or we was just doing good. Like the lady said from the clip on the sports show, it's like when you take a job, that's a HBCU or just black itself, black owned, it's like they do expect you to stay there forever. Like, you're not going nowhere. And
you know what's crazy? If they expect you to stay there forever, then create the conditions that would allow you to stay there forever. Exactly. Because there are coaches that stay with an organization until their career is over. You know what I'm saying? But they right. have to do something to incentivize people to do that. If he said something in that trailer clip that I was just shocked at. Well, maybe not shocked. I was just, he said that 60,000 seats are sold, right?
Right.
The game is sold out. And he said, how much did they make?
28,000.
How is that possible?
Yeah.
Like, how is that possible? So that means that people are just taking off the top. It's just they doing the Nigeria up in there.
Exactly. I mean,
God
like,
damn, man. We talk about African corruption.
right. And it's funny because, he understood that with HBCUs that they want to have that recognition that you see on regular college football games every Saturday.
Mhm.
But it's like we're not even there yet. Like there's details that we have to, configure in order to be in the limelight, which is funny because when you relate it to nationhood, everyone talks about, oh, why can't we have a Wakanda? Just imagine if, all of us is owning things, yada, yada, yada.
Wow. Just
Well,
imagine if we had our own nation. Wow, let's
right.
just imagine that. Let's just pretend like Liberia doesn't exist.
Let's stargaze and look
Let's
at the
ponder.
stars. Right. Let's just
Let's
ponder
ponder.
at it.
Wow. Having our own nation state where we actually control the government and control a piece of territory. Wow. I guess we got to go to Marvel Comics for that.
Shaking my head. But it's just funny because when you equate it to nationhood, it's the same thing. The details, you have to put in the work. We have to strategize. We have to be organized and come up with plans. Have a we on top of that because clearly Deion Sanders did not have a we. The we was him, his coaching staff, and the players, but not the president or the alumni in Jackson State, obviously, because they had their own little agenda. They're saying just shut up, coach, do what you can, and then we'll give you some scraps or something. But Dion, as conscious as he is, when it comes to football and just giving back to the kids and whatnot, he wasn't having that at all. He wasn't. And going back to what you were saying earlier, creating that environment for him, I don't blame him at all because this just goes to show that there's no alternative here. You could coach a HBCU, but if you're not being treated as such and you're not being, paid your proper dues for what you provide, of course he's going to go back. He's going to go where he's being celebrated, not where he's tolerated.
Right. That's the thing that really confuses me about this whole issue is didn't the man turn around that franchise?
Yes, in 3
In three
seasons.
seasons he turned it around. So how do you to me calling him a sellout is like a slap in the face.
Yeah.
So in other words, you're just going to ignore what he did to turn turn the franchise around and then say, "Oh, he's a sellout because he went on to greener pastures." He did what he was supposed to do, as far as I'm concerned. Take the baton and run with it. Why are you demonizing him? It just doesn't make sense to me. Has anybody really explained that? Has anybody asked that question?
No.
We got our brother Dawood. When you're
Peace the
ready,
woo.
Dawood, you can come in because I'm really anxious to hear your take on this.
Mr. the woo.
He's probably driving.
What's up, y'all? No,
What's
no, no.
good?
I'm at the
What's
laundromat.
good?
Oh, okay.
Peace, y'all. How y'all doing?
I'm good, man.
Good.
No,
Good.
I'm just enjoying y'all take kind of get myself up to speed as to what I wanted to say. But I mean, this Deion Sanders thing, to me, I love that it happened because it exposes a couple of things. And first of all, it exposes who is a Black Power American and who is a militant
Mhm.
integrationist. Because to me, to argue about this and make this I mean, did you hear Umar Johnson talking about this shit, y'all?
No, I didn't. But I can
You
imagine
got
what his take was.
Oh
yeah,
dear.
you got to go see it. It's ridiculous. He's gone on record as saying that he thought that Deion Sanders was going to make this a movement, and that what he was going to do was attract more ex NFL players to come and be coaches of these HBCUs, and therefore build up the network and blah 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 blah. And to me, those of us who know him from the conscious community days, we all know that this is contrary bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
because what he used to talk about and what he's talking about now, because y'all give him a mic, totally contradictory. Because in reality, how in the world can you be for building up an HBCU if you're supposed to be African centered? How can you be for that?
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. And number two, the reality of it is that we all know that in the framework of this country, there's no way that you can do the stuff that they're asking him to do. Because the minute you build up those institutions, they will find other ways to sanction them. And we don't even want to talk about that. So for me, I think the number one thing that I got to see was who's the militant integrationist and who is not. I have a brother on my timeline that is arguing with me to the death because he's from Jackson, but he happens to be a Nation of Islam Muslim. And he's from Jackson, and he's like, no, Deion, I don't care what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's lying and all this other stuff. First of all, like you were saying earlier, Howard, basically Deion Sanders gets a bonus if they sell over 20,000 tickets. And in order for them not to give him the bonus, what they did was they underperformed ticket sales and kept saying, oh, well, sorry, we didn't make the goal. After you go through that shit a whole 2 seasons, how you going to feel about it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, most of us out here who are skilled, let me just say this to all of you out there who are just entering in your career. If you're in a skilled labor position, it would be best for you to go to a company that offers bonuses, a place where your merit and your work ethic can be rewarded by extra money, not overtime. Because that's how you really financially come up. You don't come up doing overtime because that inverse proportionately, overtime affects your body, affects your health, and it affects your time with your family. So the more overtime that you do, it's really mortgaging your future for now because it wears on you, wears on your life, it wears on your physical health, your mental health, and all of that. So it would be in your best interest to go work for a company that gives you bonuses or, wait for it, start your own fucking company. And so when you relate it to BAIO philosophy and mission, we're all scratching our heads saying, Umar, why are you advocating for him building up this institution when you know our ultimate goal is nationhood? Our ultimate goal is to have our own. So basically what you're doing is you're pandering to the audience because they put a mic in front of you.
Clicks and views, baby.
Now, I saw a video that totally, exactly. I saw a video that totally put it in perspective. And what they said was, Umar never gave no money to no college. Umar never donated no money to no charity. Umar never got out there and served the dinners. I've done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, helped homeless people, none of that stuff. All he has done was run around the country and run his fucking mouth.
Yo,
so
Minister.
Now you want to turn around. What's up, son?
Yo, Dawood, has he even done as much as Deion?
Not even close. Not even close.
Oh, come on.
He's a talking head. He's a talking head. He's not done as much as LeBron. He hasn't even done as much as Kaepernick.
Right.
And none of us really, who's really 10 toes down in this shit, we don't think Kaepernick is nobody. We know that he donated a couple of, 200-300. Somebody's watching Netflix.
My TV is alive. It's just coming on by itself and shit. Hell, man.
It was like, that's a Netflix moment, that one. Word up, but still in all, son, like to the average person that doesn't have any skin in this movement, what Umar says, it sounds profound. But for those of us who have been fighting to get people to understand that we need a nation of our own, we just sitting here with our mouths open saying, really? Really? So you think Deion Sanders was supposed to be Martin Luther King at Jackson State? That's what you think? And that's, bro, underrated. Isn't that how they styling him?
Yep.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was some MLK and he forgot about the dream. Like, what is y'all problem?
You forgot about the dream.
Right.
But Deion, the dream.
Yeah. What happened to the dream?
Yeah, they mad because he's awake.
Oh, man.
Exactly.
He's really woke.
The thing is, if you know, now, first of all, we here are allowed to get into Deion's first personal philosophy. You can't do that, you know what I'm saying, on mainstream, but we can. We all know that Deion Sanders is a militant integrationist. And we're being nice by saying militant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because really you can drop that, and that's really what Deion is. So how do you expect a man coming from that thought system to do the stuff that you're asking him to do? It's unreal. And that's why I defended him. People think I defended him because I'm down with this whole thing. And it's not that. It's that I totally understand that this is not a guy that ever really was down with our movement. So why y'all trying to make him be that? Because he was a coach at a black university. It doesn't make sense. It never made sense. So I will defend him until the day, you know what I'm saying, until the day this all blows over.
Right.
Because he never was down with what we were talking about. And for y'all to all of a sudden make him that kind of champion, to me, is just really unfair and delusional.
Yeah, delusional is the word.
Exactly.
But Rudy says HBCUs should be utilized to create STEM research linkage with African Nations University. You might think that what I'm about to say is controversial, but I think in order to, like, even when they say alcoholics got to admit when there's a problem.
Right.
Yeah, that's the first step to recovery.
Right.
HBCUs aren't going to do anything except what HBCUs were created to do.
Exactly. Thank you.
So the fact that we're trying to take a sow's ear and turn it into a silk scarf, you know, that's what the problem is. We don't understand why these guys, what they produce, the people that they produce, do they come out and create Black African institutions and industries?
Nope.
Or do they come out and work for white corporations so they can get a Bugatti for themselves? How does that benefit Black people?
Right.
Exactly.
I'm not mad, and keep in mind, I'm not mad at the people that graduate from the HBCU. I'm not calling them sellout. I'm not doing any of that stuff because I don't believe you can be a sellout to a non-existent cause.
Exactly.
First, tell me what the cause is, and then, because how can you sell out something that doesn't exist?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody keeps thinking that Black folks are trying to get power. Show me where this is happening.
Exactly.
Everybody talks about a code. What fucking code are you talking about?
Right.
That code doesn't fucking exist.
Right.
Except in the minds of this vague, ambiguous Black shit that y'all keep talking about. When what you really need to do is what Deion did. Deion accepted that this is where I'm at. This is the move that I need to make for me, myself, and my family.
Right.
It's called bending the knee.
Bending the knee.
Yep.
That's what you need to do. And we've been talking about this. You notice trolls usually come out, people usually challenge us on everything, but for some strange reason, for the last month or so, when we've been talking about bending the knee to white supremacy, which is what everybody who's not signed up to the BAIO is endorsing.
Yep.
That's what you're endorsing. You're endorsing bending the knee to white supremacy because in your mind, you're saying Black folks aren't capable of taking care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
We're not capable of having a piece of territory. We're not capable of having our own government. We're not capable of it. So what we're going to do is bend the knee to white supremacy and try to live and eat the crumbs falling from the table of our masters, the white man. That's your philosophy. And challenge me. If it's not your philosophy, why are you not signed up to a group that's trying to get something for our own and our own people? Embracing what already exists. We don't have to wonder about Wakanda. This guy, remember the guy last time was talking about we want to make Uganda into Wakanda, some crazy shit.
No, the Congo.
Yeah, the Congo. We already have a Wakanda. It's called Liberia. It's there. The question is, what do you want to do? We all know, because we're not delusional, the shape that Liberia is in.
Right.
We're not delusional. We understand that there's a lot of work that needs to be done. But the bottom line is that the infrastructure is already in place. You're just talking about renovations.
Yeah.
It's sort of like when you buy a home. Like when you buy a three-family property and you want to renovate it so you can rent it out to people. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
Are you saying it has no value? A nation with territory and a government has no value to you. But what's valuable to you is to be a cupbearer in America. That's more valuable.
Well, it's just clams and cockles.
And I asked this question, and we're going to get into this. We're going to do that show that we were talking about. How are jobs created?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're going to have a deep dive on how jobs are created, because when I hear people saying black folks need jobs, who are you asking that to?
Right.
You asking white people to provide jobs for you? So that means you don't understand how jobs are created. So we're going to do a deep dive on that. Probably within a week or two. We're going to do a deep dive on how are jobs created, because I guarantee you, if you ask these black talking heads, ask Umar Johnson.
Word.
I'm curious to hear his answer to that.
Word.
How are jobs created?
Nah, but first you got to ask them how schools are created.
Yeah, how schools are created.
Oh shit! Wait a minute.
Shots fired.
Don DeMarco, Marco.
Blocka. Shots fired. Yeah, let's ask how were schools created first, and then we'll worry about jobs after that. I can just see him. I can see him like dropping those cups.
Dropping the cups.
That wine is spilled all over the floor after what the Woo just said.
And the white people are like, you peasants.
Damn it, boy.
What are you, a simpleton?
Apologies, my lord.
Nah, for real though. From my point of view, and I want to talk about this for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go outside first. Because like I said, I was in the laundromat. Anyway, from my perspective, so I want to take y'all back to when I was a do it right here guy. Mm-hmm. Long before Holla baptized me and corrected me.
He said baptized.
Right? So yeah, because me and Earl Hardaway, we were staunch do it right here guys. And I converted first. And it took Earl Hardaway a long time, but he did also. Mm-hmm. But when I was a do it right here guy, I used to do my show on Blog Talk Radio, and I was just evolving. So I started talking about we need a nation within a nation, right? I used to always say that. And I was arguing with these people, even for that, y'all. Mm-hmm. Even for that, I was arguing. And this is what lets me know that the majority, number one, the majority of black people are not ready for nationhood. And number two, we are right when we say that we want to recruit what W.B. Du Bois would call the talented 10th, but really it's not a discrimination by that way. It's just that we understand that the average person is not fucking smart enough to understand that nationhood corrects all errors. And it's just, and I'm not saying that we're dumb in our IQ or things like that. I'm talking about our whole foundational education that would lead you to the conclusion, hey, you can't fix this by staying here. You need to create your own. The average black person, it takes a long time for them to understand that. And so when I was a nation within the nation guy advocating for that, I remember I used to always say, listen, y'all, if you're going to send your child to an HBCU in America, what the fuck are y'all doing? And they used to be like, what do you mean? I said, listen, if you send them to an all-black school to go work at a white corporation, that white corporation is going to look at your credentials coming from a black school and totally invalidate everything you did because they are loyal to their race and we are not. And that shit, do you know how much backlash they used to give me? But here it is 10, 15 years later, I was 100% right. I just didn't understand the context. Yeah. When you send your child to a HBCU in America, you are asking yourself to fail simply because it is not recognized by a white institution. And if your goal is for your child or you yourself to go work at a Power 5 corporation or 14500 corporation, why are you playing this game then? Why are you playing the HBCU game? Because you're not being true to who the fuck you really are. Who you really are is a dude that has black skin and has talent, and you want to give that talent to the highest bidder, i.e. a white person, so you could take care of yourself and your family maybe, but yourself. If you're on the nationhood side, then we got a right to be upset with you, because if you was to pick going to HBCU as a movement, then you sold out, you went to Colorado, that would give me a reason to be angry. And I tell you this, the very first car I ever got was a 1993 Nissan Sentra. I loved that car. It was in my favorite color. And I got it from these two hood niggas that was just starting up their business as far as selling cars and doing financing, and these niggas was crooks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So eventually what ended up happening, within a year, the transmission went, the fuel pump went, and all this other stuff. And I remember what my teacher said, may Allah be pleased with him, I'll never forget. He said to me, he said, Brother Harn, go to a white dealer so you will have a reason to be mad next time.
There you go.
That's what he said. He said, go to a white dealer. He said, because right now, you being pissed off, you have no right to be pissed off. I said, why is that? He said, you should have known they was going to do that to you. And I'll never forget that this is a minister in the Nation of Islam that said this to me. And at first I didn't understand it, but now I do. Because if you would have gone to a black establishment that was built like a white one, where it had all its ducks in a row and everything, whatever, I'm talking about in the context of America, then you would have a right to be mad. But going to some hood nigga that drinks 40s and sells cars during the daytime, like what reason do you have to be mad? So I say to y'all, Deion Sanders is a chicken foot house nigga from day one. That nigga was never black power. So why are you going to get mad? Why did you even expect him? Why did you expect him to build up a black power framework when that nigga goes on TV regularly saying, I don't see color, there's no such thing as color, white people are our brothers and sisters. He goes on every time chance he gets, he does that. He is a preacher, for God's sake.
God has blessed me, right?
You thinking that Deion Sanders is a... You see what I'm saying? So what comes with that, brother underrated? What comes with being a chicken foot American preacher? Everything that y'all niggas say that y'all don't like about Deion Sanders is what comes with him. They're even saying that him going to Colorado, they don't think it's going to work because Colorado is very loose and liberal, and Deion Sanders is what? He's very strict and conservative. So what does that tell you? You don't understand the guy y'all warring against. This is a guy. I like Deion Sanders. I loved him as a football player. What did he say? Let me read. Black people are like delusional men, women who think they're in a relationship with someone. They create a movement without Deion Sanders knowing you. Yeah, exactly. 100%. That is the mic drop.
Damn.
Y'all niggas thought y'all was going steady, and you bought the ring too. That's the worst part. You went to Jared. You went to Jared. You was crying and shit. You know, say we went to Jared, and you bought the ring for a guy that was a hoe.
Oh shit!
Give y'all marriage and
Minister Dawood.
Deion Sanders is that he is the physical representation of a OnlyFans model.
Oh, all right, hold on.
The wood is shooting fire right now.
Did y'all ever watch Did y'all ever watch Deion Sanders' show a couple years ago called Primetime Love when he was married to that super duper fine chick, Pilar? You know what I'm saying? In that reality show, which I relate to like an OnlyFans, his best friend is an old white dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's an old white dude. He calls him Big Tick. And he went to him. I'll never forget this one show. It had me almost throw up in my mouth, bro. Deion was stressed out about some problems he was going through with his money and his lady. So he goes fishing with the white dude. And the white dude says, maybe you should just focus on yourself. And he goes, he dropped it. And he hugs him and shit. Like he said some profound shit. And I'm sitting there looking at this. And I'm just like, bro, put that biscuit away. What is wrong with you?
Wait, he dropped the fishing rod and hugged him?
Like, here it is. You sitting in a boat with watermelon and a biscuit talking to this white... Yo, bro, he absolutely did, just like you said.
You know
in
what's
that
funny,
order. In that order, he dropped the fishing rod and he gorilla hugged it.
You know what's funny? Me, you, underrated, can say that nationhood is the solution, and people won't listen to us because they don't consider us nobodies. They say we're regular people.
Yeah.
But let somebody that they admire, like a celebrity or entertainer, say, you know what? I think nationhood is the solution, and watch your timeline on Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody come out, yo, so-and-so told the truth.
Right.
It's all about your status of who's making the statement and who's offering the solution. If it's us, it don't mean anything. But if it's somebody that they respect, oh man, it's like manna from heaven.
Yep.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing, though. This is why I think that we as BIO, and we're on our way to but we need to embrace celebrity and not reject it. And the reason being is because, and Saleema's here, my beautiful sister, and she can bear witness. Nation of Islam did not take off until we embraced celebrity. That's a fact.
Mhm.
Nobody will say that, but Nation of Islam did not take off until we embraced celebrity. There were a lot of celebrities that were in the nation back in the day.
Ali was a
And
big
as
catch.
those men and women started joining the nation, well, there you go. Bong, there you go.
Right.
People don't understand Malcolm X was not famous until Malcolm X aligned himself with Muhammad Ali and other celebrities.
Right.
Malcolm wasn't
That's
stupid.
right.
We are the only movement that says
Wow.
we're gonna do this shit the hard way. Fuck celebrities. We just gonna grind it out. How many years you think that's gonna take?
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've said that. Like if Jay-Z and Beyonce
Oh,
did a
I'm
commercial
telling you,
for One
son.
United Bank, how many accounts would open up for One United Bank within that same day?
A lot.
All they have to do is do a commercial saying, "Yo, this is where I put my money," and
Millions.
everybody would be opening up an account because
Yeah.
that's the power of celebrity. That's the power of entertainment.
Yeah.
I agree.
100%.
The hard part is getting a
Celebrity
celebrity
gives
that
you
actually
YouTube.
would endorse nationhood. Now that's going to be because at least the Nation of Islam had Ali, who endorsed what they would like. What person out there is willing to endorse nationhood, land infrastructure nationhood, as a celebrity?
I think Styles P would. I think Styles P
Really?
would. I do. I
Okay,
do. Styles P is one of us.
cool.
Yeah, I think he would. You know what I'm
We
saying?
need to
And he's
reach
in New
out to him.
York, and one day we'll run into him. We'll talk to him about it.
Yeah,
Styles P is one of us, bro. Trust me, Styles P is one of us. I don't know about Jada and Sheik, but I know Styles P would.
mhm. That's good. That's the
Definitely.
start.
You know, we'll start small. We'll start small, and we'll affect them. But I just know that, like, even if you listen to the Math Hoffa show, when dudes come on there, they start talking about Jay-Z made me wear a T-shirt. Jay-Z made me. I pay close attention to that kind of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, so you decided to wear this because Jay-Z was wearing it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't look at that as a negative. It's stupid. It's stupid. But at the same time, if we can use it, what does it matter?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
What does it matter? I mean, think about it this way. When you're a smart guy, right? And all of us here, men and women, we're smart people. When you grow up as a smart person, you really didn't care about fashion when you was younger. Because it didn't make sense to you that you should wear name brand clothes and that would get you women or men. It didn't matter. Once you got into junior high school or high school, you realize, well, I'm not going to get no sex or anything like that if I don't wear, name brand clothing. So I guess I got to do this.
Mhm.
But you're not out there spending $3, $4, $5,000 a year on fashion, are you? Because you're smart.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
I feel like, so therefore, if you think about it, in the black movement, it is comprised of pretty much 3/4 people who grow up smart. And then 25% of people probably got smart in jail or they got smart because of circumstance or whatever. But that is, to me, the number one reason why we don't embrace celebrities is because we're too smart for that shit. But the thing is, it's not the majority of us embracing good causes. It is and I'm today, but I'm just keeping it 100. Fuck it. It is the less intelligent that are caught up because I'm not going to wear no goddamn shirt because Jay-Z's wearing it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to wear no shoes. Oh, shit. Like, I remember my son had a Calvin Klein coat, and this dude said, oh, shit, you got the Pop Smoke coat on. And I was like, what? Like, that didn't make no sense to me.
Pop Smoke coat.
Yo,
That's
you remember
exactly what that man said.
you remember our brother, rest in peace, Dev.
Yes.
Dev was in the music industry, and actually, if nobody knows who he is, he was one of the creative people behind Al B. Sure.
Mm.
And he was in the industry. He said, no celebrities pay for any shit that they have. So you out here trying to buy shit the celebrities got. They don't even pay for the clothes they wearing.
Right.
Mm.
They don't pay for the clothes they wearing. They don't pay for the jewelry they got. All it is somebody uses them as a mannequin when they go to these award shows and say, here, I want you to wear this dress. I want you to wear this outfit. They don't pay for nothing.
Right. Right.
Are you trying to duplicate that? You trying to compete with them?
Yep.
It's a fantasy. All of this stuff that people is being sold is a fantasy, and they're buying into it.
I think
This lifestyle, this Instagram lifestyle
this is
that
a
you see
beautiful
is
deception.
all fake. It's all
Yep.
fake. They had a
I think
how many stories have you seen, Dawood? There was one story where the girl slipped into first class, sat down and took a picture of her in first class, then went right back into coach.
What in the?
Yo, son, I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna do you one better. Even though, well, I don't mean to say it like that because that shit is significant. On my Facebook, this chick added me, some Spanish chick. She looked like she levitated down here from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going through her pictures. Is one picture is her in front of an Aston Martin. The other one is in front of. I'm like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm single at the time. I'm like, God damn. Except, you know what I'm saying? So as soon as I accept, she jumps, bro. She does a swan dive into my inbox.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, can you help me? Me and my baby are sitting on a park bench,
Oh wow,
starving. I'm like, hey, wait a minute.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
going through your pictures. Exactly. I start sending her screenshots of her picture. I'm like, this isn't you in front of this Aston Martin. This isn't you in front of, with this fur coat on. She's like, oh, all that's fake. I'm really starving in Rhode Island. If you want to, I'll give you a GPS position where I'm at. Blocked. Blocked. So here it is. You come on social media and you look that you are starving, have no place to live, have a child, and you want me to cash app you? Are you out of your mind? And so to me, that is a fraction of what Black American society is all about, son. That's what it's all about. Is we all fronting. And the thing is that building a nation of our own, think about it this way. I don't know how many of y'all have children, but I have 5 children. And 3 of my 5 children ran through what they call magnet schools, or I forget what the other name for them are. You know what I'm saying? But these are special schools. People like to send their children to magnet schools. You know why? Because you got to wear a uniform.
Yeah.
Wearing a uniform save parents hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because you don't have to compete with the Joneses in order for your children to look good. The only thing you're gonna probably have to get them some fly sneakers. But other than that, they got on some drone suit that they got to wear to school every day, and that takes off the pressure. That's fucking idiotic. That we have to send them to certain schools just to save money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the reality of it is having our own. We don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Because we would control the media, we would control the clothing, we would control the culture. And I hate to say it, but what does every comedian say? They say when you go to the white community, what you're wearing doesn't matter. What you're wearing doesn't matter. I want that for the Black. I don't want that to be a white thing. I want that to be a Black thing. Where what you're wearing, I mean, of course we all gonna look nice, but goddamn, being so like you know how it is. Young children nowadays, babies have Jordan. They got baby Jordans, babies with 24-karat earrings,
but it actually
with like
makes sense.
I don't know.
When you really think about it, it makes sense that we're like that because we're not used to money and we're not used to power. I think that would change in our own nation. When we're used to seeing our people in positions of power and we're used to running a society, I don't think that these things would be as important to us in America as they are, there as it is in America. I really don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And bouncing off of that springboard that you just gave me to jump into the pool. So why are y'all mad at Deion Sanders? You are in the American framework, which has a whole bunch of things that this Muslim dude, came from the nation, from one of the branches. You should know that the framework that we're living in is toxic to us. It's poisonous to us. You should know that. So what you're saying is we should have a champion to make that framework look better? I'm not going to say on my Facebook page because there's no reason to say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you think about it, that is it in the bottom line. You are arguing for a Black man to be the champion of a culture that you were taught was poisonous, and you teach other people is poisonous, but you're going to suspend that for a minute just so you can have a problem with this dude? Like, that shit is insanity to me.
Crazy.
You know what it's like? It's like, and I've made this analogy before, it's like theoretical versus practical. It's like people will say, well, why doesn't the prostitute, instead of having a pimp, why don't she screw the John and just keep the money for herself? And in theory, that makes a lot of sense, right? But the factor that you're leaving out is that she's a prostitute. There's a reason why she's walking the streets in the first place. If she had her shit together, we wouldn't be doing it in the first place. Yeah. So it's like, that's the same thing about like trying to get these HBCUs or whatever to be productive and for us. The whole very infrastructure, the foundation of it is not to serve us.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I Oh, there's a tweet that I wanted to bring up coming from the president of Simmons College, and this is a HBCU in Kentucky. He said, I want him to fail because I want Black institutions to succeed.
No, he don't.
HBCU's wealth, like Black wealth, has been plundered. The only reason Colorado lured him from Jackson State is because of the wealth divide. This is not about Deion personally, but why white institutions have all the money.
I would
My
call
first
him a
question
liar
is,
to
what
his
are
face.
you doing about
And
it?
I would call him a liar to his face. I said, you know,
can
you
I
don't.
address? Can I
No, you
address this
don't.
point because
You don't believe in Black institutions. Stop
Can-
lying.
can I address this whole point because I just graduated. I had my commencement yesterday, so
Congratulations,
Oh, congratulations, bro.
man.
yeah,
Hold up,
officially
hold up.
We got to stop the presses for this.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck all that shit you was getting ready to talk about. Let's talk about that. Let's talk
Stop
about
the
that.
presses.
That's much more important than some Deion Sanders.
Thank you. Congratulations, Jabari.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Jabari.
major
How you
Love
feel,
you,
bro?
civil
bro.
engineering,
How does it
minor
feel, bro?
physics, job, set, honors, that.
Talk to him.
There you go.
But yeah,
There you go. He is
and I just
officially a
graduated
high
from,
value man.
and I just graduated from an HBCU, the North Carolina A&T State University.
There we go. There we go.
So I got a lot of insight on this. I can speak on this from personal experience.
Please.
Oh, please do. The floor is yours.
So for
Let me
those
put my
who
mic
are
on
upset
mute.
at Deion and who are upset saying he's hurting HBCUs or see this is the consequence of white wealth, I would just say this. I've been to the largest HBCU in America. North Carolina A&T is the largest HBCU university by enrollment. We have about 14,000 students in total. We are a public institution. We graduate the most Black engineers in America. And through all the stuff that we have, through all the success that is geared with North Carolina A&T does not get the funding compared to a University of North Carolina or a University of Greensboro, who are PWI. We don't have the facilities and infrastructure the way that the University of North Carolina has, or Duke University has, or the University of Charlotte has, even though we are the #1 HBCU in America.
You said PWI. What does that mean?
Predominantly white institution.
Okay, good. Let
Okay.
everybody know.
Mm-hmm. So when I went to A&T, there was a housing crisis. Because guess what? HBCUs only serve about 230,000 Black students. 1.6 million Black students go to PWI. And out of those 230 HBCUs, 20% of them are white. So about 200,000 are minorities, Black or white, Latino, Asian, or non-Black. So 200,000 Black students. You have 1.6 million Black students that go to predominantly white institutions. It's 10% of Black students from PWI said, you know what, I want to go to an HBCU. HBCUs literally could not handle it. I can personally experience having to apply for housing. And fortunately, my grade GPA was high enough. And for my first 2 years, I was in the honors program where I was able to get housing early. But there was a housing crisis and students had to stay on hotels because they didn't have enough housing.
Wow.
We have had situations like in Howard, fortunately I didn't go there, where the students had to sleep outside or they'd rather sleep outside because the infrastructure was so bad.
No.
And Howard has the highest endowment of any HBCU, about 600 million.
Son.
And there was mold in people's dorms. You could pump through the wall. People were breathing in mold where some of them had to go to the hospital.
Jabari, let me ask you a question just in relation to that. What do you think the reason is for that? And I'm throwing you like an alley-oop, but what's the reason?
We don't have the resources. We don't have the capital. We don't have the money. We don't control that. We don't. Wow. And we need to be honest about this. HBCUs do not have the facilities, do not have the resources or the alumni and endowment the way that PWIs have. I want everybody to guess. So I told you, Howard has the highest endowment of any HBCU, $600 million. Do y'all know how much Harvard endowment is?
I'm afraid to even ask.
Yeah, was it twice as much?
Come on with it, bro. Tell us.
$35 billion.
Oh my god!
Holy shit! Damn, son. We all need to be silent for like 5 seconds.
But we can compete though. We can compete. Our 600 million can definitely compete against 35 billion. That's what these Captain America Negroes, these militant integrationists, and these Black Power Americans. Listen, y'all can forgive me a little bit because I've been in this for about 30 years saying the same goddamn thing. So just bear with me for a second. And you can understand why I'm upset. I'm upset because when the fuck are we not going to figure out this shit that's right in front of our fucking faces? When are we not going to figure it out? And you know me, Minister, and anybody that knows me, I'm not a violent dude. I'm not a fighting dude. I'm not. I can count the amount of times of fights I've had in my life. I don't scrap in the streets. I'm not out there punching people in their face. That's not who I am. But for all of those people who love the Bible so much, there's a scripture in the Bible that says that you got to know what time and what season it is. There's a season for everything. And you know what season it is right now? The season is intervention. And I just leave it at that. That's the season that we're in now, because it's not about logic anymore. It's not about reason anymore. It's about establishing, letting people know who the hell you are. Because right now, in this current phase of Black folks right here in America, nobody fears us. That's why do you think people like Jesse Lee Peterson, Candace Owens, the rest of these Black folks are so comfortable coming out here talking about Black people? Because they don't fear us.
Yeah.
They know, and they not only do they not fear us, they know that they can get paid by doing it. Yeah. So there's an incentive.
Right.
We actually, there's an incentive for people to talk shit about their own people, and they get away with it. They're still breathing. They're still walking around comfortable. They're still digesting their food and eating their cornflakes in the morning. They don't give a fuck because we don't have any power. We don't have any organization. And instead of people listening to us, who's talking about establishing a concrete and tangible we, us, and our, they're listening to these morons who's telling them to sit back in America, be under the white people, and hope that you get a job from it.
Sad.
And then you wonder why I'm pissed. Here's something, Minister. And me and you, I think, can especially relate to this. Let's say we give black people, let's just have a hypothetical where Black people came to their senses and decided, you know what? We need to take Liberia and build it up. And let's say it took them 20 years to do that. How old would me and you be?
70.
Wow.
70.
So now you can go skateboarding in your new black nation, right? We can go jet skiing now.
Right.
What is our quality of life going to be like in 20 years?
Exactly.
So why are we even talking about this? So it's obvious love is why we're talking about this. We're not even going to get to benefit from the thing that we're talking about.
Right.
And if you can't respect that, then you are a fucking moron. Why are we sitting here on a Sunday wasting our time and breath for something that we're not even going to benefit from?
Right.
That's how much we love our fucking people. Oh, God.
Yep.
Unbelievable, man. I'm done. Go ahead.
Nah, man. I mean, like I said, like to me, the beautiful thing about this is it exposes everybody for who they are. You know what I'm saying? Because we would not know who people are if it didn't happen. And so I just put up the post and I just watch.
Right.
And it's almost like the same people come around and argue. And if you just saw the mic drop that both Jeff Moody and David Sanders put on that post today, you'd have been like, wow. Because they both basically put it in words that I couldn't put it.
Oh, what did they say? I didn't see that.
I'd have to go to it. Give me a second. As a matter of fact, give me a second because it was dope.
That was
And
on your
the dude,
Facebook post?
yeah, and the dude, what you call it, that was arguing with me, that he said nothing. But just give me 1 second,
Mhm.
and I'll read it to you. Here we go. Here we go. And it happened overnight too, so I was grateful. So this is what Jeff Moody said. He said, "All love to Deion Sanders for what he has done many times with his own money for young black men over the entire course of his career and his fame. That is documented and in the books. I'm not going to disrespect such a renowned HBCU as a whole. And the truth is, it doesn't matter who went to Jackson State. If they weren't in that business loop, then they know about as much as any person who can go online and knows. The truth is that if Deion wasn't a big deal and Jackson State never truly needed him, then why did his presence continue to help increase the city's sales tax annually, with this run being increased revenue by 3 million from this time the fiscal year before? His presence scored them the Under Armour endorsement and much more. He did a whole damn lot for that university, only for them to act like scorn lovers and diminish all he bought that university and city state in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
3 years. I'm not going to go further because he says a little bit more. But here's what David Sanford said. He said, "We have a problem in our community where a black leader celebrity is expected to be a savior. The reason so many people are supporting Deion is because he was attacked for making a professional move that white coaches do all the time." Mic drop.
Mm-hmm.
You can portray it as Deion wanting to go to a white school, but let's first ask why JSU wanted him in the first place. They hired Prime as much as they hired Deion Sanders because his name brought them recognition and star power that they didn't have before. They benefited and profited from the association to him. Deion gave them 2 successful seasons. Why can't he also benefit? Why did they think that he owed them more? I want to stop right here and read this again. Deion gave them 2 successful seasons. Why can't he also benefit? See,
Right.
for me, this is the old Black Power model, where
Mm-hmm.
you give all and you don't get nothing from it. And
Mm.
conversely, then they do nothing with what you gave, but line their pockets. It's exactly what Hollip is exactly what me and you been through for so many years playing out.
Mm-hmm.
Because we was in the movement, we gave money, we gave time. Hold on, there's a fire truck coming by. That's how y'all know I live in the hood.
Yep.
Anyway, um,
Ah.
anyway, what you call it? We gave time, we gave money. They promised us the world, and then they didn't do shit. 3 to 4 people caked off, and then they said, "Oh no, well, the money that you gave was just a drop in the bucket." What did they say at the Million Man March? They said we gave all of that money, but it was just a drop in the bucket. Remember they said that?
Yep.
Wow.
We are used to hearing that. We are used to hearing, after you have been out there for 20, 30 years killing yourself, that what you gave was just a drop in the bucket and we're going to need more. And that is translation for, my nigga, we've been stealing your money ever since day one. Don't you understand that? That's what it's
Dang.
translation for. And so Deion saw that. And no matter what you think about him, nobody is going to stay around when they see y'all stealing. Nobody's going to
Right.
stay around for that,
Right.
because
Mhm.
it doesn't matter what he was doing. If just the ticket sales allegation is true, where they was stealing the money so that he didn't get his bonus, I would have left behind that. I don't give a fuck what Umar said.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. 60,000 people in a stadium and $28,000.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
That's ridiculous.
they were trying
hey,
to
did
say
y'all
that
hear
they
the
was
rest
only
of what
getting
I said, or
16.
did I cut out? Did
No,
I
we
cut
got you.
out? Okay, just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure.
Go ahead, bro. What you want to say?
Oh, Jabari, there was a question from Barudi. He said, "I want you to address my earlier point about the merit of HBCUs creating STEM research programs with African universities and nations. How may that help BAIO efforts?"
It can help a lot, but the thing about it is that has to be the initiative that HBCUs take or African governments take. And HBCUs can be a pipeline because a lot of African students go to HBCUs, but again, that's all going to come down to the government and the universities being willing to do that. If they're willing to do that, then it can happen. But unless you have infrastructure already there, it's not going to work. Unless you have infrastructure where that they can matriculate, because again, I had a chance to have, I had an HBCU to a personal HBCU to Africa pipeline. HBCU to South Africa, went from North Carolina, ANC to University of Johannesburg. I have friends of mine who are at the University of Johannesburg, graduated, ain't got no job. It's been 2 years.
Yo, Jabari.
Yes.
You know what I find? I just realized this when he asked that question, that the same problem that we have with the African governments in Liberia is the same problem that we have with the administration in these HBCUs. They are so satisfied with their position and they're making money that they are willing to just be the what do they call it, like the landlords over a fucking dilapidated building. As long as they can say I'm the landlord, they're good.
Right.
They don't care that the HBCUs are rotten into the ground. They don't give a fuck because they're the president. They're the CEO.
Listen, people say HBCUs are like black liberation. Listen, like I said, I've been on here. Some of these black HBCUs are some of the most conservative institutions imaginable. Some of these HBCUs are more conservative than PWI. I kid you not.
Yep.
Just because it's a black place don't mean it's revolutionary.
Exactly. And I'm glad Ronan had brought that point where he's talking about, how Jackson, Mississippi, still their infrastructure is not so up to par at all. It's like you're giving all this attention to Deion, him leaving, for Colorado University. How come you guys are still not putting the government officials in Jackson or the mayors? So how come you guys are not putting the pressure on them to improve the infrastructure over there? Because
even with that,
question, Professor.
Yeah, I'm about to say I can answer that. Yeah, you go ahead, and then I'll get my professor
because
answer.
They have no power.
Thank you. The city doesn't control the water infrastructure. That's the state.
Right.
The state of Mississippi is responsible, and black people don't run the state. So you're just out of luck. Excuse me. You're just out of luck.
Out of luck. Gotcha. Yeah.
Everywhere you see where there's a majority black community, there is lead, dilapidated buildings, electricity problems, or plumbing issues. And listen, we don't control the infrastructure. We don't control the state legislature. The state legislators are the ones that allocate funding within the state. A mayor doesn't do that.
They didn't want to give
there are levels to this.
They cooked the book so that they would not give him his bonus, which he deserved. That tells you all you need to know. Wow. So in other words, I'm going to pimp you, I'm going to disrespect you, and how dare you leave me?
Wow.
How dare you not sit there and let me disrespect you and let me use you for my benefit?
Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
Another example, Howard about Howard. All the dilapidated buildings and poor qualities. And guess how much the Howard administrators make?
Exactly.
Over $1 million is their salary.
Exactly. Just like when that dude told us on that conference call that Liberian senators make more than U.S. senators. That fucking blew my mind.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
And he said it matter-of-factly. He said it and pushed forward. And I had, whoa, let's go back to what you just said. Right. What? These guys would rather be kings over a swamp in a oh God, I can't, man.
Peace, brothers. How are you?
Peace, sis.
Hey, Salim.
We just stopped real quick, so I wanted to get in and just say hey. I've been listening, and the things that y'all are talking about, it just angers me.
Yep.
The fact that these people are paying to go to these schools and they have to stay in hotels, and not even good hotels at that. So I'm paying you money to get my education. You're supposed to be giving me room and board, and you're going to put me in a slum hotel. and I should stay here just so I can say that I went to this type of school. I mean, I don't even get it.
Salima, can I ask you something?
Absolutely.
When you think of this, right? You think of the way that the people in the administration are treating the students, right? And you just stretch that across the board in America, where you have people in position of power and they don't do anything to empower the people that's underneath them. They only look out for themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a fucking mystery why we can't get people to make these sacrifices for the race? Can you blame them?
Never. And like I stated, when I heard about everybody being upset with Deion Sanders, I'm like, why? No other group of people are required to bend over backwards for their people. They're not having to, first of all, there are not many Latino or Afro-Caribbean colleges. But if there was, the difference between that and an HBCU, first of all, that would be probably one of the best institutions there are, because when these people who have their own governments and their own land and things of that nature, when they come together and they build something, all of them do it. So they would pay their people properly.
Yeah.
They would make sure that the infrastructure at that, if it's just one building, it would be the best building there is. But then again, let's think about it from a different perspective. Asian people don't give two goddams about what school they go to. As long as I'm getting my degree and I can take this degree and build my people up, that's all they care about.
Right.
Yeah.
So all of this back and forth about what school he is coaching for, it's just stupid. It's another just something for black people to latch on to act like they're intelligent and pretend like what they're saying means anything. But again, I'm gonna go back to it, is all verbal masturbation, because you are not doing anything tangible to change the circumstances of your people other than talking about some other person.
Salima, have
Yes,
you?
sir.
100%.
Are y'all aware of the HBCU versus PWI debate?
Oh, I've heard it before. My
Yeah,
my
it
ex
be
went to I think it was one of the HBCUs in Alabama. I can't remember which one. And that was the first time I ever heard of it being called the PWI. And I had the same question that Hollip had. What the heck is PWI? And it's the fact that we don't have anything tangible that we can just hold on to. I can't walk into an HBCU as a black person and say, I need resources. I cannot. So the only thing that HBCUs are doing at this point is leeching off black people. They're not helping black people in any way, because I could get a degree online from anywhere. So why do I have to necessarily latch on to this school just because it says it's a black, historically black, and it does nothing for black people?
and like I said, there have been the debate of HBCU, like if you black, you should have went to HBCU, the whole HBCU versus PWI debate. That happened before, where there was outrage over a black woman, a young black woman. She went to USC, the University of Southern California. She brought, African American dance to the dance team, right? And people were like, well, why did she go to an HBCU? And mind you, one of the things is that people got to be realistic about this. HBCUs are only found within the South. If you live in California, you live in Oregon, you live in Washington, you live in Illinois, you live in Michigan, there are no HBCUs for you to go to.
Truth be told.
And let's think about the
what's
reason.
The acronym? What does the acronym mean?
Historically
Black college.
Does that mean they're black colleges?
So I can tell you.
I'm historically employed. Historically, I'm employed.
I mean, with you. There's one historically black college that's majority white.
Get out, Jabari. Stop.
It's in
No.
West Virginia.
No, he's not lying.
What?
West Virginia. It's in West Virginia. Yes, it used to be a historically black college. Now it's a white university now.
Wow. Yeah, I really did not know that.
Yeah, I'm historically a renter. I've rented historically.
Wow.
Don't mean I own anything.
Wow.
I mean,
Sounds funny.
let's think
And
about it this
remember-
way.
And remember this.
think
And
about-
here's one of the things that's crazy. And I want to put this before you get to Salima. But here's one of the things that people forget about HBCUs. Most HBCUs are dependent on government funding.
And because
HBCUs depend on government funding.
that was going to be one of my talking points. They're government funded and they're underfunded, just like everything else that has that word black in it. Because the PWIs, they get way more government funding than the HBCU. Way more funding. One, like you said, there are more students. Two, they just do things better. I'm talking about, and I'm saying it because, like you, how can I pay to go to a college and you can't house me? How can I pay to go to a college and the buildings are falling down?
But the president is making $1 million.
Exactly.
Intervention is the season.
Intervention.
And you're talking about Deion Sanders. We've made so many points as to why Deion Sanders should have left a year and a half ago when he realized that he was dealing with a sinking ship. You understand what I'm saying? The fact that y'all not paying me my bonuses, the fact that y'all want me to stay there, but y'all undercutting me, the fact that y'all won't build up the infrastructure. I brought millions of dollars into this school just by my presence alone, and y'all still disrespecting me.
Did you see the trailer for this?
And they thought that he was going to just stay there because he was black.
Right.
Lima, did you see the trailer for this live stream? He called them raggedy. He said God is not going to bless something that's raggedy.
Exactly.
And he's 100% correct. He's not lying.
But this is the thing, again, wanting something for nothing. Wanting him to single-handedly build up this university when these people been working there for how long and they haven't done anything.
Salima,
You
you just took the words out of my mouth, because guess what? Okay, so how the students were complaining about housing in 2020, 2021. Do you not know that they've been complaining about housing at Howard University since 1986?
No.
Wow. Damn, son. Wow.
Since some of y'all were teenagers, there were protests about Howard University needs to update its housing. In 2021, and we still dealing with it.
Bend the knee.
That's right. Bend the knee. Bend the knee. Love it. Revel in your fourth class citizenship and shut the hell up. Because y'all not going to do anything to change it. And I'm sick of y'all just trying to tear down black people that only wants to live.
Right.
This man deserves. He's shown what he can do as a coach. You can't deny that Deion Sanders is an amazing coach. But y'all don't want to do anything to build him up. If that
they don't want to even do anything for themselves.
Exactly. If that had been, and we're talking about PWIs, they support their coaches because they know how much money those coaches bring into their school. But you want to sit there and act like this man is wrong for making sure that he's good. He has a family. He has a life. has like previously had some health issues, so
Right. They
he's
had to cut
now
off toes and stuff like
realizing
that.
his mortality. So he's like, if I don't secure what I need to secure for my family, they're gonna be. I mean, not that his family, Deion Sanders is not hurting for money at all. That's not what
Right.
I'm trying to allude to. But
Right.
he wants to make sure that his children are taken care of. That they
Right.
don't have to do anything other than live and be productive members of society because their dad did everything in his power to make sure that they were good. How dare you try and say that
Right.
he is a sellout for making sure that he's good?
That's a slap in the face.
Salima,
And he
How
had a
dare
paid
Salima,
coaching
you?
Salima,
staff.
Salima, Salima.
Crazy.
Let me, Salima. What black people are doing to Deion Sanders is what black people do when it comes to regular black businesses. When black people
Absolutely.
go to a business, they will ask, can I get this for 20% off? Can I get this
Man,
for
man.
50% off?
They
Instead
get
of
ready.
saying
I'm gonna
no.
tell you something right now. They could call me whatever they want to call me. The things that's getting ready to happen with my business. Oh yeah, they could call me whatever they want to call me.
Oh,
Hey sis.
Yes,
Speaking of
yes.
which, I never got my promo pack from you.
We
oh,
gotta talk. Can you send me information? I need your. I'm going in 13 different directions, right? Please send
No,
it
that's
to me.
cool.
Send me your
no.
information, and if I don't, just please please
I will.
reach back out to me because it's been so long.
Yeah, because I want to I want to highlight your stuff when I do my live on Tuesday.
Okay,
You know what I'm
I'll
saying?
send
I
you a
usually
whole
do that.
package.
We're
I'll
That
gonna
send
would
you a
be
address
great.
the
whole.
pink elephant in the
Salima,
room.
Salima
Oh
got
my
also.
god.
You got to also let
Oh
me
my
know when you do
god.
that new thing we were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have
No,
so much happening right now. It's insane. And I'm gonna tell y'all
that's
right now, it
good.
won't be I'm trying to get my stuff in hotels, and I don't think there are many historically black hotels. So it's gonna be in white hotels and y'all gonna deal with it.
There
Be
you
happy
go.
about that.
There you go.
Yo,
My
I'm
thing is
telling
this.
we will
y'all
My
off
stand up
thing
to
is
gate.
this,
defend
right?
Salima
And
Sanders.
what's crazy? You know what's crazy about it is a couple points is one, like with the business coach. Yeah, if it's $25, it's $25. If it's $10, it's 10, and that's it. You don't question. Oh, can I
My
get it?
price is the
No,
price.
it's the
That
price.
was yesterday's price. I changed the price, and that's the price today. You
And if
you
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 don't
either
want
you
it, you
want
don't
it
have
and
to
you don't
get
want
it.
it. It's fine.
Right. Right. It's like nobody's gonna like she's not gonna cry tears, man. Listen, oh, this is expensive. I'm sorry, I can't get it. And just carry on your day. That's it. It is what it is. But the second
I'm
thing
not worried about
is
that.
and the second thing is right. You do have white students that go to HBCUs, but notice how when white students go to HBCUs, people at PWI don't say, "Oh, he's less. Oh, look at him. He went to HBCU." They're like, "Okay, how was your experience?" Because they care
Right.
about the
I'm gonna
infrastructure and the fact that they got their degree. They
Right.
I'm
don't
gonna
care
tell you
that this
something right now. Actually, they don't care at all. It doesn't matter
is
to them whether a white
exactly,
person goes to a HBCU or not. It does not matter because
Mhm.
those
exactly,
PWIs are so well funded. They're so well taken care of that one or two white people going to a HBCU means absolutely nothing
Right.
in the
exactly.
grand scheme of things. But yeah, it does mean a lot if a lot of black people just say, "Hey, I'm not going to a HBCU," because they suck.
Right.
There's
Let me
not
let me
one
let me
of them that's doing anything on the scale of a PWI because they're not even they're
They don't have the capability. They
Right.
just need to. They don't. Like I said, people. One of the things that just irks me is people will say, "Well, oh, black celebrities need to do this." Listen, it is not black celebrities' job to do that. I thought y'all keep quoting Malcolm X. Didn't Malcolm X say stop looking for celebrities? It's not LeBron James' job. It's not Steph Curry's job to do that infrastructure. Again, that is black businesses, black nonprofits, black government officials. That is their job.
Right. Right.
yo, let me give you
Exactly.
a let me give you a reasonable. Oh, good. That's actually a roach. Um,
Dude,
in
Really in
London.
the hood.
Dawood, I just came in because I just came back from my commencement. And when I opened the door, the very first thing I saw was this big roach dead lying on my floor. Didn't even unpack.
Damn, I gotta stop coming here because if one of them
that's
shits got
crazy.
on my, I'm taking it home. And man, bro. Anyway, so let me give you a reasonable expectation of sacrifice. I, that Muhammad, used to do two, but do one once a week. When I do this class, I take a pay cut every single time. Because if I was to work my regular job, I would make much more money than me getting off at a certain time, going home, changing, putting on my my outfit, getting my lesson plan together, and going to teach the class.
Yeah.
However, to me, I'm not preaching anymore. I don't attend Muslim services anymore, and I believe in charity. Some people think it's tithes, and they go into the Bible and they talk about how tithes is not this and that, whatever. I just believe in giving charity. So therefore, for me to take that pay cut and do that, that's reasonable expectation of sacrifice because it's just a half a day.
Mm-hmm.
But for you to stay at some place where number one, you're making a quarter of what you would make at another university. Number two, you're not even getting the bonuses that you were promised. And number three, you got a whole bunch of corrupt bullshit going on that, let's be very honest, could be potentially tied to your name.
Right.
Because once everything goes down and that university gets exposed, they're going to say, well, what did Deion know about this?
Yeah.
And now you got to answer some questions. That's a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
amount of money I get from my domestic violence class is very small. But I don't care because let me tell you something. Last week, I showed up to the class to do 2 graduations, right? And one of the dudes showed up to my class and literally sat down and said, listen, I don't feel like being here anymore. And he didn't mean in the class, he meant on the planet. So what we did was we went around the whole class and everybody talked about their moment that they didn't want to be here anymore. And let's be honest, everybody has their fucking moment. You know what I'm saying? Not living would be better than living.
Mm.
And as we went around the class and we talked about that, that person then felt more comfortable and understood that, you know, what you're thinking is not strange. There's men around you who thought the same thing. And then what we did was, what was your turning point? What made you snap out of it? And that way we could talk about, okay, person that wanted to take their life could see it, when you want to take your life, it's a momentary thing. If you can get over that moment, then you know what I'm saying? Like you get to live and you realize it wasn't as bad as you made it. But at that particular moment, you feel like life is so bad, you don't want to be here no more.
Mm.
And that to me is worth more than whatever I was going to make that day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that is not equivalent to me giving up, I don't know, $120,000 a year to do a class that I get $200 a month from.
Right.
That's what you're asking Deion Sanders to do. You know what I'm saying? You're asking them to go from $120,000 a year to $200 a month. That's what you're asking them to do.
Yeah.
And the reality of it is that if Deion could coach the HBCU on a Saturday or Sunday, that's reasonable expectation of sacrifice based on his skill level and his celebrity. But it's not reasonable for you to have him coach 24 hours a day, which we know it's impossible for him to just coach on Saturday and Sunday. But I'm just saying, it's not reasonable for you to ask him to give all of that up and coach, you know, be a full-time coach of an organization, first of all, that's paying him a quarter of what he should be made. But second of all, more importantly, every time you make money, it's like it's being thrown in a black hole because you see that these niggas are stealing.
Yo, Dabu.
I mean,
you're a hip hop person, so you know this line. Now let's play Big Bank Take Little Bank.
Yup. No Vaseline.
How many times is this story going to be told over and over again? How many times? You build them up, and then they go, the big fish come and swallow them up.
Right.
This is how it is in America.
Yep.
This is how it always will be in America. And I think that's he says how the relationship experts put it, go where you're valued, which begs the question. I wonder what the passport bros think about what Deion did. Because isn't that what they say? Go where you're valued, right?
Already valued, yeah.
You going to Brazil and going to the Dominican Republic because you're not valued here in America. So why do those same people have a problem with what he did?
They shouldn't.
Just wondering.
Probably not. From what I've seen, the red pill space embraces Deion and clowns Umar.
Yeah, well, then they're on the right page in that regard. Because he should be clowned.
Yeah, trust me.
It's
Trust me. They're like, listen, it's actually the red pill space that made me understand Umar never gave nothing. I forgot about that. They're the ones that said that. They was like, he never gave nothing to the black community. He never gave his check to nobody or nothing like that. All he does is tour around, screw women,
and make money off the black community.
It's important.
He takes from the black community. He don't give to them.
Exactly. Right. He's a super pimp. For the Breakfast Club to have Umar Johnson on their show, to me, is laughable. That is the biggest super pimp that we've known since somebody's name who I won't mention. we all know who he is. He's very shiny with a part in his head. You know what I'm saying?
When I saw that man on the Breakfast Club, I almost lost it.
I said, not again.
I almost lost it.
The only time I want to see Umar Johnson is when he's bending the knee. I want him to be like fucking what's his name? Jimmy Uso. That's what I want to see.
Almost lost it with this man when the Breakfast Club. I'm like, bro, the Breakfast Club. Why do you keep bringing this man on who ain't did nothing, don't know how to do anything? Why is he on your? Why? Oh my God! It must be for entertainment. They must be entertained. That must be what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing more than that. Because, like I said, for me, it's only two options available for black people in America. You see all of the problems that come with you trying to maintain this black power shit here. You see how that worked out for you. So there's only two options. Either you want to have your own, which is to embrace Liberia and to fix that place up, or bend the knee to the white man in America. It's that simple. This is not complicated. You can't. How could 600 million compete against 35 billion? How? All these Black Power Americans and militant integration. I want you to explain to me how you can compete with $35 billion when you only make it 600 million.
Sleeping outside. Sleeping outside of the campus.
But this is what they endorse for our people. This is what they want our people to go through a perpetual struggle and somehow find some honor in it.
Right. Shaking my head. Bend the knee, spread your cheeks.
Yeah, that's it, man. I'm tired. Like I said, I'm black outraged out. I have no more black outrage left.
No
America.
Vaseline.
And let me tell you this. And let me tell you this. I have my brother, and me and my brother were talking about this. And the same thing that you were saying, Holla, is the reason why my brother said, is the reason why he said, you know what? I'm going to scale back. I'm not going to do all this black activism, all this black activist stuff. I'm going to scale it back and just do me. And we're at that point. A lot of us are at that point because we see what's going on. And it's like nobody wants to deal with the obvious solution. Everybody wants to do pretzels, twists, backflips, do gymnastics. And it's like, if y'all gonna keep doing this, we're just gonna do us because we clearly see what's going on, and it's like y'all just choosing not to do it.
Yeah.
Can I say this?
You want
Can I
all
say
your
this?
hard work to go into a president of a HBCU making $1 million? That's where you want all your hard work and energy to go to?
Can I say this?
Mr. Xavier, I said these.
Wait, who's asking?
He's preaching today. He's preaching today because
The president.
When I was
President
talking
emoji.
to myself, I remember today, I woke up today and I remember just seeing some things about the Umar Clip on the Breakfast Club, right? And I said, Umar, where's your team at? Where's your principal? Where's your assistant principal? Where's your superintendent? Where your district officers? Where are your teachers? Where are they all at? You complaining about, I can't get black electricians and black plumbers. Well, Dawood, you work in this field. That's a subcontractor. That's not the job of you, Umar. That's the job of a general contractor to do.
Yep.
It's in his pocket.
He hasn't reached out to us. And the thing, Jabari, the veggie back on what you're saying, Umar came, he rose to fame dissing all black organizations. Nobody remembers that. He rose to fame saying you can't hear black news from the mosque, you can't have black news from the Israelites, you can't hear black news from all these people, you gotta come to me. And that's what pissed me off. So even if Umar reached out to me to say, hey, listen, I want you, I wouldn't fuck with Umar based on him saying that shit. And he doesn't think I remember that. I don't give a shit if it was 10 years ago. That's how you came through. You came through beating your chest like you was King Kong, and the rest of us didn't mean anything. I don't have respect for young niggas that don't have respect for people who paved the way. I don't.
Yeah.
When I came into this, what I was taught when I was younger, respect all of my elders. Not only ministers in the Nation of Islam, I respected Garvey, I respected Drew Ali, I respected all of those people because I knew that they was in the era that saying what we're saying now could get you killed. You could die for what you were saying. So what you look like saying they didn't do anything. You mean, are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? All of these people, the fact that we could say what we're saying on YouTube today, you would get killed for that. They would kill your whole family for that shit.
Yeah.
And so therefore, I would never help no Umar, and none of us from my generation would neither. Because we all know that Umar is a fraud and he beat his chest trying to act like he was somebody that he wasn't and put down everybody else. If you would have made friends with everybody, it would have been different. So for me, Umar reaching out to me would make me laugh. But the reality of it is that if he posted, okay, I need electricians or whatever, you don't think electricians would reach out to him? Of course they would. But you're not even
There was
far enough
already
along.
a guy. Remember the guy who did there was a guy who did an architect who actually did a 3D modeling of the school.
Oh, wow.
Is that guy working with him now? No.
Probably
Nope.
not.
So that guy he put all that hard work into that 3D model for nothing.
Right.
And he reached out to you. He reached out to you, Holler.
Yeah. He's in the BAIO, in case you don't know.
Without a doubt.
Because the thing about Umar is he's a one-man show. Because again, like Mr. Xavier said, that I was literally thinking and saying the exact same thing when I was talking, when I was in my room and I was like seeing these videos about Umar, like, Umar, where's the team at? Because if I'm running a school, if I want to build a school, the very first thing I'm telling people is, one, here is my team. Here is my team. Here's my organization. Here are the roles. Here's what each and everybody does. Number two, I'm getting a business plan. Here's how the school's going to make money. Here are where the school's going to sponsor. Here are the different community organizations that sponsor and support us. The PTO, the parent organizations that's going on. Also, I'm going to tell people what courses are going to take and how they meet the standards of the state in the standard at large. See, because we think like that. See, we're thinking about how to run things. We're not just talking grandiose. We're thinking about how to run things. Because I always tell people this. You want to talk about owning a black-owned league. We need to have our own league. Okay, so if you want to have your own black league, who's going to own the broadcasting and streaming rights? Because you got to have broadcasting and streaming rights to broadcast and stream the game. Who's going to build the stadium? Because they're not going to let you use Barclay or FedEx or any of these stadiums. So who's going to be the contractors and subcontractors to build these stadiums? Who's going to be the people that's sponsoring these teams, making the T-shirts, the supply chain? Who's going to be doing all of that? Who's going to be the president of the operations? Who's going to be the owners of all these teams? See, you have to think about how to run things, not just talking about ownership. Because guess what? I can own a league and don't know how to run it, and guess what? I'm going to throw that league away because I don't know how to run it. I don't know what I'm doing.
Jabari, brothers, y'all know what y'all just said, and I'm back, y'all. But y'all know what y'all just said? Y'all basically laid out why the BAIO is building the way it's building. You can't start anything if you don't have the tangibles in place to make them work. We need engineers, we need architects, we need teachers, we need doctors, we need nurses. So with anything, and that goes back to Black people not knowing what it takes to build industries, to build a nation, to create jobs, to control things, because we don't understand the things that go into controlling.
Exactly.
We've never been taught those things, and I'm not saying that it's so much, our fault, because no, it's not. We were never taught it. But then again, the people on this call and the people in the BAIO, they went and sought out the information to confirm how to do it.
Right.
And now that we've confirmed how to do it, y'all fighting against us because we're a small group. I'm not going anywhere if there's no infrastructure, or What y'all trying to do is too grandiose. I don't see how this is going to actually happen. All of these negative things that we're saying or that Black people are saying is the reason why Black people don't have anything for themselves, because they want somebody else to do it. They
Salima.
like, as much as they want to argue and scream and cry about the white man controlling everything, they like that white daddy is controlling everything and they don't have to do anything for
Salima.
themselves. Yes, sir.
This is a technical question. Can y'all see Yamoja's avatar, or is it coming up blank? Because on my
It's
end, it's
blank.
blank.
It's blank.
It's coming up blank. Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
I can
Ladies
hear
and
you.
gentlemen,
Yeah,
President Umoja's in the building.
but I want to
Make
give
some motherfucking noise.
yeah, I want to give
can
Yamoja a chance to talk because he's been sitting back patiently. So
but can I just piggyback on what Salima said real quick, and then
Of course.
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Emoji. It's just on my heart to say. So
Please.
so for me, and here's the thing, Emoji can relate to this because this is a man that switched fucking careers in the last couple of years.
In the middle of his life.
Yep. Yep. And that really needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? I can look at a door from a picture and tell you what codes it violates, tell you what hardware needs to go on it, the right voltage, all of that stuff. So one person may not know everything there is to build a nation. But if you get together all of the individuals that do the various disciplines, you have a nation. The problem with us looking to one person, i.e. an Umar or a leader of this organization, that organization, the problem with that is that person is not going to know what is needed to be done and not going to give their ego enough to learn to deflect or delegate to the people that do. Because for me, the way the BAIO does things is perfect. We have a council, and the council collects the talent. The talent does what needs to be done, but the council says yay or nay as to what needs to be done. So if we were to go to the Breakfast Club, just like Jabari so eloquently said, if we were to go to the Breakfast Club, there would be not one talking head there. It would be, okay, so you guys, somebody said that your wiring is faulty. Well, then the council would show up with all the electricians. Somebody said that you guys have fire code violation with your door. Then the council would show up with people that do that. We would know how to do this because we're an egoless organization full of men and women who are competent, that understand that skill needs to be elevated and deferred to. Skill needs to be elevated and deferred to. That is the problem, I think, with the majority of the organizations that we've all been a part of in the last 30, 40 years, is that they didn't understand that. Because I can tell you, I was a part of organizations where dudes would say, hey, listen, I'm an engineer. I know how to build things from the ground up. And they would say, get your ass out there and sell papers.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, wait a minute, like, this person ain't here for that. You know what I'm saying? And so that mentality repeats itself time after time after time after time. Coming into BAIO, we didn't have to worry about that because it was come one, come all. And by the way, what is it that you do for a living? And I said this on my relationship live last week. People think in a language. They think in a language. When I'm out, it doesn't matter if I'm out with my children, my lady, or whatever. I'm looking, I'm saying, oh, that's how they routed that. Oh, that's how they got that on that door. Oh, that's how they did this. I can't turn it off. I can't turn that shit off. That's the way I think.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm the
Like,
same way. And that's with everything. You know what you just described though, brother?
What's that?
You described a government.
Right.
That's how
There
a
you
government functions.
Right.
Okay? So nobody from the Department of Defense should be going and worrying about what's going on in Homeland, in the Department of Health.
Right.
You know, everybody has their goal. I mean, their specific lanes, and they stay in them.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact of the matter is, because Black people don't truly understand government, they can't understand what we're trying to do, what we're doing. They just cannot fathom how this is going to work out. They can't see it. But government.
And Salima.
Wait, you gotta give Emoji a chance to talk now.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Emoji.
Go ahead, Emoji, and then we'll go, and then I'll just Salima.
Yeah, I know it's interesting when you're trying to be patient and listen at the same time, because I have so much to say, but I'm gonna just say like one thing. so we can keep going because so much conversation be going. Peace, everybody. Really good to hear y'all voices. Vic, I miss you. Seeing your face on the YouTube thing made me miss you a little bit more. I miss all y'all. So what I thought, a couple of my thoughts were when I first came on out here, y'all talking about these individuals, and I don't believe that any of them deserve to be mentioned by us in the first place. However, what they represent is important for us to acknowledge at least. But I remember when I like similar to everybody when I first came in, I was looking around on YouTube and reading a bunch of stuff, and I was just seeing a bunch of the brother polite, the young pharaohs, the all these people who was like popular, where the algorithm shows you, and all of them, they were always by themselves. They were always talking about how they're the best and how they were basically like hip hop battle artists.
Hmm.
Right.
Basically, right?
Right.
They was basically hip hop battle artists. And what is hip hop? Basically, I'm the best. I got the best women. I got the best cars. I got the best jewelry. But mind you, there's a million people all saying that they're the best and have the best jewelry and have the best, right? So, and that's what I
Mm-hmm.
started to see. And this is like me pre BIO. I started to see that, and I was like, okay, this is a full of shit kind of content clouded area. And I noticed that like immediately, and I was like, okay, I don't want to be here. And then I started getting with these organizations, and I started seeing that most of them had single charismatic leaders, and the people were basically just wanting to be around this charismatic image, be it man or woman. So that was kind of disheartening too. So carry on. Then I hear BIO talking about all these things that's happening in America with these organizations. But what we really need to do is being focused on coming together and getting out of here. That made sense. But then I realized that what the whole game was. The revolution has been 100% televised. Therefore, now you can get money by talking about black people problems. You can get money by talking about how bad white people are. You can get money by talking about the system of the prison pipeline. Therefore, there's so many of these deep scholars talking all this quote unquote knowledge that is quote unquote knowledge, but that's where it stops at. So everyone is just knowledgeable about the ass whooping that black people are getting, and then when it's time to do something about it, it goes into we're just gonna wait on God, and then we're gonna wait on white people to say that they're gonna be nice to us. But anytime you talk about us doing it for ourselves, you're talking some kind of language that we do not understand. So then we fast forward even more, and we realize that okay, so we just have to learn these languages that we don't know. We have
Mm.
to learn more business language. We have to learn more investment language. We have to learn more international law language. We have to learn more coding language. We have to learn more surveying language because no one is going to do it for us. Therefore, we have to do it. And that's the messed up part about it. That's why we get on here and hopefully surveyors hear us and say, dude, I'm a surveyor. I can help you. Most of this shit can be done online. We don't even need to be in the physical. Hello. Hopefully we lawyers hear us and say, man, I'm a lawyer, bro. I know something about international law. What y'all need? Here's some bullet points. That's what the hope is. We don't get on here trying to sound all smart and genius. We get up here fiery and frustrated that it's a few of us trying to do the work that 1,000 need to be doing.
Yeah.
I'll stop there. Love y'all.
God,
It's
dude.
called it's called working above your pay grade, which I'm so used to at this point.
Right.
It's like
And,
it's
and, and
like
what
it's like
everybody,
it's like hang on. Last word. Sorry, y'all. Lied. Last word. It's like seriously. It's
He
like
said,
it's
"Sorry,
like
I'm
we
lying."
it's like we have all these ideas collectively. I hear some of the most brilliant ideas that there is, but it's like, damn it, I'm not a plumber. Damn it, I'm not
Right.
a finance manager. Damn it, I'm not a computer programmer. But I got the idea for it. I got the
Right.
idea for it, but I need my people to come with us, man, so we could execute these damn ideas.
Yeah. Like I know that we need a fund. We need a financing vehicle and mechanism. I can't create it. It's just
hmm
like I know that we need a bridge. I can't build a bridge.
because holla, what you're saying is what I was, what as what I refer to for those in simple terms. This is the simplest way we can explain to everybody why of the concept of nation. Imagine trying, and you've used it before, holla. Imagine trying to make a dish. Let's say you want to make stuffing. Let's say you want to make potato yam, or you want to make scalloped potatoes. Okay. Well, I want scalloped potatoes. I want sweet potato pie. I want potato yam. I want stuffing. But the thing is, how do I make stuffing? I got to figure out how to make stuffing. I have to figure out how to make potato yams. What does that mean? I have to get the ingredients in order for me to make potato yams.
Right.
Once I have the ingredients for potato yams and stuffing, once I get my marshmallows, once I get my potato yams either from a can opener or whatever you make it, you then have to say, okay, I got my ingredients. Okay, now what temperature do I put it on? How long do I put it in? When do I take it out? How long do I make it sit out?
Yeah.
Think
Now
of
compare
nationhood
that.
like that. Think of it like a dish.
Yeah.
I want stuffing. I want potato yams. But I have to know how to make potato yams and stuffing. And I have to get the ingredients and then follow the steps to make it happen.
Now, what you just described is the BAIO. Now, let's look at the opposite. The Black Power American and the Militant Integrationist solution, what you just described, the counter to that is to throw everything into a pot and hope you come up with an edible dish.
It won't work.
And then when that dish is nasty, blame it on the people that's actually doing it the right way.
Yeah, basically.
You know, like
It's very frustrating, Selena.
It's like
It's
shit.
very frustrating because I have been preaching from the mountaintops for 30 fucking years.
We've been in this since I think since birth. I've been doing this.
Yes.
And this is all my sisters and I have known our entire lives. So to sit there and watch people like the Umars and the Tariq Nasheeds and the this one and the that one, and to hear the hopelessness in Black people because they latched on to these fake leaders, so then Black people, they don't have any hope.
You just made me realize something when you just talking. We have two brothers in this stream. They're both 24. Are y'all both the same age?
They're like months apart.
Months apart. Okay. What place do y'all have, or do you see yourself within any world that Umar Johnson is running or Tariq Nasheed? Where do you fit into that?
It's the laughter for me.
Right.
Them young people don't fuck with them, son.
Busting up laughing.
Oh, hell no.
He starts busting up laughing. That was great. Excellent question.
Yo, them young people don't fuck with them, son. They don't fuck with them.
I wonder why.
Let me say a sidebar. Let me say a sidebar real quick. I just felt like saying it once I heard her talking. Sister Salima, I have to say to you, you know how I feel about you personally. But I'm talking about organizationally.
Say we. How we feel about her.
You know I'm selfish. I'm working on it. But seriously though, hearing you on these streams, hearing you on the lives, it not only shows, and it's not for show, but it just shows what type of woman you are as a woman, and it shows what types of women the BIO attracts. And you are such a good representative. Your voice, you just speak with such confidence and strength and matter of fact. You understand me, and I just love it. And I love you for it. Straight up, though. Straight up. I really, really appreciate you. A lot. Bye.
Bye.
Be careful. Don't put her on a pedestal.
Shut it up right now. Shut up, you little hater.
And might I co-sign and say we?
I'm so sick of underrated. I swear.
This is a red pill space.
So sick of him. I love him though. When I say I love these two, our young ones. Woo! Somebody ever try.
Word.
Y'all already seen the videos.
Oh dear.
Ever
the axe
try
throwing,
something.
the gun shooting.
That's right. It's getting ready to be spear chucking, all of that. Y'all just don't play. Those two right there, I will take your life. Sure will.
Oh,
that's why
that's our future right there. You understand what I'm saying? And
that's why them horror movies is not logical.
Right.
Because if Jason comes after Salima, it's a wrap.
I'm not running from Jason. I'm sorry. First of all, he moved too slow for him to kill me. when I could throw an axe at him. We're gonna be throwing axes at each other.
Can I answer this question? Can I get this? Can I answer this question, please? Ghost Town,
Absolutely.
please. So Ghost Town, I would say selling out would be me Umoja. Me Umoja is in the BIO, and I'm talking all this. Let's go back to Africa, nationalism, black family, all that stuff, right? And then let's say the BIO gets popular. Let's say that Umoja gets popular based on the BIO. Now let's say somebody come and say, hey man, we got a deal. We got a deal with TV deal or something. We want you to do a commercial or something and I say, you know what? That's a good idea. Mind you now, I forget about the BIO and I say, no, this is the Moja show. And now, what do you mean Africa? Nope, I got set up in Florida now, and yep, I got me this Spanish mommy, and we getting married, and now when all that Africa stuff is gone, sir, that is selling out.
Can I
That is
feel that?
selling,
You don't mind if I
using your people just to get money, like Umar, or like all these people who talk about all this black power stuff, and they have no interest in having us having power. All of them are sellouts, even though y'all think that they the ones that love y'all. Now Deion, let me finish on Deion. Deion Deion is a hustler and a con man. I wouldn't call him a sellout. Deion went to them people saying, yeah, y'all, all that stuff, and God told me to come here, and God told me to be with the HBCU, and then naturally God told him to go get a bigger bag. like Deion wasn't trying to come on stuff. Deion knew exactly what he was doing
over
in the whole first place. Deion is trying to be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Put my theme music on.
Deion trying to coach the 49ers. Let's be very clear. Deion is trying to coach the Atlanta Falcons, one of them 3 NFL teams. I promise you, that's what Deion is on. So let's be clear. Deion is not no we gonna save the world.
Can I feel that after you finish?
Play my theme music.
Yeah. Let me just say this to end it. The issue is that black people see a black person in a position of power, and this is what American has been doing to us since infinity, man. We see a black person in a position of so-called power, and we put all of our blackness onto that one person. We let them represent all of our struggle, all of our wants, all of our desires in the society that always keeps us on the bottom. Then when that person doesn't do what we think they should do, we say that they're a sellout. But guess what? What else was Deion supposed to do, dude? Ghost Town. What was he supposed to do? Stay there? And then what? What was gonna happen? Was HBCUs gonna get better? Was black people gonna come together? Was anything gonna change in America? The answer is no. Therefore, Deion does not matter, man.
And he was
Deion
being
does not matter. It's what we think about ourselves as a people. That's what matters. And we so worried about Deion when Deion doesn't matter. Deion is only worried about Deion.
Deion was being mistreated. Deion was being robbed. I mean, can we talk about the fact that they, even though it's a HBCU, they still mistreated this man? So he's supposed to stay there and still be in this battered woman a relationship, and then he's wrong for leaving. Let's understand what we're saying here. Stay in this bad situation because it's a historically black college and be mistreated. He gave y'all an opportunity. He gave y'all 3 years, and y'all didn't change y'all crap. So he's gonna do what's better for him. Let's stop doing this, man. Come on.
Let me address this, because, and I apologize to the BAIO members because you've heard this like 1 trillion times, but since people are asking this question, I feel the need to say it again. There is no we, there is no us, there is no our. On a socioeconomic and political level, we, us, and our do not exist. Black people are a scattered group of individualists, and the only thing that aligns us is our aesthetic similarity. People can look at us and say that we're black. So you can't sell out a vague abstraction. Now, let me tell you what a real sellout is. Let's say we have our Liberian government, and we're controlling and running our territory. Somebody, a government official within our Liberian government, goes and sells secrets to a foreign government. That's a sellout. That's a traitor.
Oh, and that's the motherfucker I'm a behead person.
And I hear people talking about, it's like this whole spook that's sat behind the spook that's set by the door, whatever the fuck that thing is. First of all, how can you be a spy for yourself? Spies usually work for governments.
Right.
So you're gonna sit behind the door and then do what, nigga?
Right. I got
what
all
you
the
gonna
secrets.
do? You a solo spy? How many solo spies? Like spies usually work for governments. If a Chinese spy is in the American government, he's taking that information and reporting it back to the Chinese government. Our spies, when you get the information, but after you sat by the door and got the information, who are you reporting the information back to? Yourself? So that's the thing. We keep talking about selling out. What the fuck did Deion Sanders sell out? What did he sell out? Some vague abstraction of blackness?
Listen, and
I want to veg you back. I want to veg you back. Hold on. I want to veg you back on what Hollip is saying. In addition to that, and this really needs to be said, if you join the BAIO, you do not have to, if you choose, okay, I want to be a part of this organization, all we're asking you to do is sign up for a website. That's all we're asking you to do. Mm-hmm. And if you're a inside member, then there's other requirements that we have of you. But if your work picks up, or you feel like you're being exposed in certain ways to certain things where you got to be very careful, you can still be a member of the organization. You don't have to disconnect yourself like so many have done, and then years later say, "Oh shit, y'all still doing that?" Like, to me, that's being a sellout. Mm-hmm. Because we have various different places that you can be. So maybe you was out front before, and maybe you're not as out front as you was before. Nobody is asking you to denounce the BIO. You're doing that yourself. If you disconnect yourself from us, you're doing that yourself. Because we are not forcing you to take any role in this organization. We just want you to be a member. That's it. We want you to be a member.
And be genuine. Be genuine. Right. If you're going to be in a group such as this, because we don't require all of these huge, grandiose things, be real with it. Don't be coming in here not knowing what we are about and trying to make changes or trying to
oh my God,
just give us what you feel that we should be because of the organizations that failed that you were in before. Because if they failed, why would you go ahead and do that again?
Salima,
the membership dues.
Just to bounce off what you said, good luck coming in here and trying to be the smart guy in the room. Good luck with that.
That will not work. You will find out real quick.
It's so annoying. No, for real, that's so annoying. Holla, what you just said when people come in and they start asking questions like we just meeting for the first day. Like,
they
dude, we've been
like it's they never last.
Have you noticed
like the person I won't name that thought he was the smartest and he just gotten here a couple years ago and then had to get the bounce.
Which one? There's so many.
Play my theme music.
Yeah, put my theme music on.
I love it when they come. We get to. That's when we have fun. When we show you that you're not the smartest peg in the board. Okay.
And also, here's the thing that's interesting that these folks don't get is that your idea of liberation is not everybody else's version of liberation.
Thank you.
Most of those people don't know what true liberation is. That's why it's because liberation is there's a definition for it. So,
oh my God, who the hell is this that put that question up?
They don't know what it truly means. It's something that they've heard people say over and over again, and they're picking and choosing what it means. So true liberation means true liberation. And the reason that they have a problem with it is because they don't, and then when they hear what the true definition is, they realize that there's work involved in it. It's not this vague, utopian lifestyle that you can just go ahead and immerse yourself into. Is work behind it.
Right. Because people, I like how you said it, because people think liberation is just, like it's an idealism. Yes, it's an ideal, but at the same time, liberation is a subjective term. I could consider what you say to be liberation. I can see somebody else to say that's oppression, that's concerning. That is a subjective term, and people have to understand that. Okay, just because my version of liberation is this doesn't mean everybody else's. And I understand that. Well, listen, we in the BIO, when it comes to nationhood, have had plenty of disagreements on how we think stuff should run. But guess what? That's human being. That's called life.
And plus, nobody went to social media. Nobody went to social media to talk about it. So that tells you how tight a ship we run. Like nobody ever went to social media to say, I had a disagreement with Jabari. I don't like him. Nobody ever did that. You know what I'm saying? The one element we had doing that, we got rid of years ago. So you should see it's a tight-knit group because, you know, I was watching this show today about the Locks, and they were talking about how as long as the Locks have been a rap group, nobody has ever seen any kind of disagreement or story come out of their camp. And I was like, you know what? That's us, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's because
And even if let's say, and then before you speak, Salim, I just want to get this out with you. Even if you say I want to join the BIO, and you say, you know what, I don't think this is for me, or you know, I don't think I'm going to be able to do a prominent role, and you say, you know what, I want to leave. That's fine. That's okay. It's different when you leave and you start bashing us and you start making accusations and slants. That's when it becomes a problem. But if you leave and say, listen, I love what you guys are doing, but I feel like this is not best for me, or I'm not at that stage. Keep doing what you guys are doing. I'm going to keep rooting for you. And then you leave and you're still like having those connections with us. We have no problem with that. There's no problem. There's no issue. We're good because that's how it's supposed to be. But when you go into somebody else's organization, then you leave and then you start trashing everybody, then it becomes a problem.
Yep.
First of all, I just want to say this. When you leave a group or organization, a Facebook group, whatever the case may be, you do not have to announce it. Go on and live your life.
Right.
Why does it have to be this big, huge thing? Because you're not, that's how you know that you're not genuine. Because you have to make this big, huge production about you not wanting to be around a group of people that you don't feel that there's value in what they're doing. I've never in my life done that. I'm walking away.
Me neither.
This is not the group for me. When I left the Lost Foundation of Islam, I just stopped going.
Word. 100%.
Why do you I didn't go call the minister and be like, listen, I don't agree with nothing that y'all doing. Why? Why do you have to stir the pot?
It's called grandstanding.
It's ridiculous to me.
Yep.
That's ridiculous to me. And the fact that I did it, and it wasn't just me, it was my entire family. We just was like, we out. But you want to know something? They know the strength of my family. And they were like, we need y'all to come back.
I guess
it's because we didn't trash them. We didn't say that what they're trying to do or the ideology of the Lost Foundation of Islam I still agree with. I don't agree with the way it's being done.
Thank you.
Because we want a nation. The end result is our own Black nation. So what did I do? I aligned myself with people who are actively building a Black nation. And there's no reason for me to go ahead and disrespect the Lost Foundation of Islam because they don't have the puzzle pieces to build that nation. I'm going to go ahead and build a nation and say, hey, look at what we've done. We need the doctors and lawyers and from the Lost Foundation of Islam to join on with us and do what we got to do. Because the BAIO does not care what your personal life is. As long as you're a good person and you want to make sure that we have a productive Black nation, we don't care.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Can I ask a question and make a statement really quick? To El Hombre Negro, even though we're trying to get past this, I know. What does it mean? Because it seems like it's really important that Deion sold out. Like, for real, it seems like that's really important that we acknowledge that Deion sold out. So I'm asking, why is that important? And even if he did, like, let's say he did, okay, what does that mean? So you can answer that in
what is
text.
your definition of selling out?
I can give you the answer.
Like, whatever it is, what does that mean to him? And then second, the statement I want to make is, this is one of the greatest comments that I ever seen in my life, and I hope I don't think I'm being hyperbolic when I say this. You're witnessing the construction of a house of excuses for a chosen path of future failures. When I say, damn it, that is a cold comment, man. And that's what we be hearing.
Wow, who said that?
Tactics and these
I think
excuses.
that's Joe because I'm not pronouncing that name.
and we want to keep on and we want to keep on talking about this ancillary stuff that's going on outside of us and ignoring the stuff that we can actually be doing. We ignore the tangible things that we can do to solve our problems and talk about all this philosophical stuff, talk about all this stuff about people, talk about all this stuff about philosophies and everything that really doesn't matter. But when it comes down to the work, we seem to get real slow and stagnant. Because why? Because we're building a house of excuses because we're choosing a path of future failures. We're already saying we can't do it. As a people, we already didn't say that we can't do it. That needs to stop, y'all. That has to stop.
You want me to give you the
Beyond
answer
doesn't
to that
matter.
question?
What matters is that there's some of us
Go ahead.
that actually believe that we can do something and we look forward to doing it. That's all that matters.
Emoja, you want me to answer that question that you asked?
Please.
The reason why it's important to call Deion Sanders a sellout is because it makes you appear blacker than you actually are.
That was gonna be my
100%.
first thought. Yeah.
Say it again. Say that again, please.
The reason why it's important to paint him as a sellout is because it makes you appear blacker than you actually are.
Who's asking that question? Patrick?
I dig it.
What question?
Is that Patrick?
Also,
I don't know who that is.
also, I'm going to say again,
I'm just being sarcastic.
telling a black person that they are a sellout because they want to look out for their own interests, that shows how disingenuous you are and how much you don't care about black people. Because let's go ahead and talk about it again. He was being mistreated there. So just because it's an HBCU, he should stay there and be mistreated. No one wants to address the fact that they were robbing him. They were not doing anything with the resources that he provided them. And from the moment that he got there till now, anything tangible that has happened at that school, he did by himself. They did not help him.
My love. You making coffee?
And Mojo. What I was saying, and the thing about it is, Harlow, that's why I didn't tweet out about the Deion Sanders thing. That's why I didn't say anything about the Deion Sanders thing, because it's like, listen, we know we don't have the infrastructure. We know we don't have this stuff. So why are y'all complaining? Why y'all get like this huge up in arms and stuff? That's why I'm just sitting here like,
yeah,
I'm not tweeting out anything. I'm not.
Shouldn't y'all be serving cups right now? Like, why are y'all upset? You should be serving wine, water, whatever to your master. Why are you so upset at Deion Sanders not keeping it real to something that don't even fucking exist? Shouldn't you be on your knees right now?
He's just serving wine.
Oh shit!
Like, you don't have time to be upset if you got your knee bent.
Bend the knee.
What you should be going to the gym doing squats so you know how to get up after you bend your knee. It's this pretentious blackness bullshit that, and I'm so tired. I can't stand fake nationalists. That's the most irritating thing to me when people pretend blackness. And I know Dawood can relate to this because Dawood is real. And we've been involved in this shit on a real level for a long time. So we can spot fake people.
Exactly. I still think that's
microwave nationalists who just became nationalists after what, 2018, 2019?
Right. Yep.
And now you run it. And that's not even a bad thing. If you just got into it, that's not a problem. The problem is you pretending as if you're on the same level as the people that came before you.
Yeah.
Or that you better be.
And also the thing about it is this: why are we having a competition on who is the king of blackness? You are not the king of black. Like that is people define blackness different ways. There is no universal definition of blackness. So why are we having a competition on who is blackity, blackity, blackity? One of the things I do always, I never say to myself to be pro-black or extremely pro. Why? Why do we need to make that announcement? Why? If we are black, if you care about black people, you are going to do things that are going to benefit black people, period. That is it.
I'm gonna quote Amos Wilson, and this is the definition for me. Amos Wilson said, "What makes something African culture is when it works in the interest of African people. If you ain't doing that, then shut the fuck up."
Thank you.
All of that other stuff, it just pretentious bullshit. It's not real.
If you want to have a blackness competition, I would let you win it.
All of
I'll
the
let
Brooklyn
you
came
win it.
out when he said that shit.
Bars.
Yo,
No
all of the
doubt,
Brooklyn came
man.
out when he said that shit. He said, "Shut
No
the
doubt,
fuck up."
for real. Because I'm just tired of this, and it's usually the only people that's doing this is these motherfuckers that just got into the knowledge. Don't know they ass from their elbow.
Wait, what?
But yet they the ones who's the fucking arbiters of blackness. They're like Hamdel standing
King
at the
Kong,
gates.
King
Thou
Kong
shalt not
consciousness.
pass.
That's what they are. They are
Fuck outta
King
here.
Kong consciousness. That's what they are.
Play
King
my
Kong
theme
consciousness.
music.
King Kong
Yo,
consciousness.
Vic is right. Deion made climate change worse by leaving.
The water at Jackson, Mississippi just got worse. Turned black.
I know Deion didn't make the list of hollow. Deion didn't make the list for me. Jackson did.
Jackson did.
They made the list.
Jackson, you on the list. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. It's amazing how one person's actions causes up this kind of uproar, and we're still not getting the picture. I mean, we got the picture. Ben got the picture, but
No, you know what, y'all? I just realized something. It just puts a period and an exclamation point on what we've been saying about how people don't think collectively and they think as individuals. If Deion Sanders developed a system that worked for 3 years, why don't you just duplicate the system that he put in place? Why are you begging him to stay? Oh God, please stay. Just take his system and run with it. Oh, that's right. You can't do that because it's not really about the collective.
It's celebrity. It's celebrity.
Right. You don't even do they even know what his system was?
No.
They were around him for 3 years. How come they can't duplicate what he did?
They paid
know what?
absolutely no attention to what he was doing, so they have no clue what to do.
that's what
They're still walking around bumbling idiots, and they're going to continue to be that because if they didn't sit there and watch everything he was doing meticulously, then they get what they deserve. And it's not Deion's fault that they can't run that university. It's not his fault, and it's not his responsibility to go ahead and make their college better. He did his part.
Oh, Lord. Can you indulge me for a second, please? I'm asking permission first. Can you indulge
Absolutely,
me?
going ahead.
Okay. It always takes one to ruin it. I've heard this bullshit 1,000 times.
Oh,
Let me ask you a question. Who's the one person that ruined it for America?
Oh, jeez.
Since it only takes one, who's the one person that ruined it for the United States government? Can you name them, please? Anybody? Anybody in the chat room? Anybody on this line? Could you please name the one person that ruined it for the whole goddamn country?
Bin Laden.
No, he didn't.
Hey, holla.
Play my theme music.
Ask him this one question. If it takes one to ruin it, then how come when Travis Hunter, the #1 recruit in the country, signed to Jackson State, how come there weren't a bunch of #1 recruits signing to Jackson State? I mean, he was the #1. It only takes one, right? So if he does, the top recruits will flee to Jackson State instantaneously, immediately.
Even with Deion Sanders being there,
dumb, antiquated talking
why
points that make
didn't
no sense?
It should have done more, because in their mind, he is the end all be all.
What people don't realize is that, like, you ever heard of Professor Jeffries?
Professor Jeffries.
He used to teach at
Yep.
City University. He gave a
some
story, and
people
I'll
know him
never
as
forget
Leonard
this
Jeffries.
story. Yeah, Leonard Jeffries. I'll never forget this story. He said that in the school that he went to, there was a Jewish fraternity or something like that. Forgive me if I'm getting it wrong. Fraternity, I don't know. And he said that
I remember the story well. Go ahead.
he said that in that school, any person that was a Jewish student in that school, that particular fraternity had a history of all of the teachers' tests and a background profile on the teacher.
Wow.
So that means that when you went to take that test, that's the information that you had. Now compare that to the black student who's just studying on his own. You got a system versus an individual, and that system is going to win all the fucking time.
Thank you.
Yep.
And guess what? And I want to talk to what Debu said about our ancestors, right? If you look at all of the great black leaders, that either three things happened to them. They either ended up dead, they ended up broke, or they ended up leaving the country. It was always one of those three things.
100%.
Kwame Ture ended up dying. Kwame Ture died in Guinea. Nina Simone left the United States. James Baldwin left the United States. Amy John Garvey and the Garveys, they all left the United States.
You
Angela
mean they can't do
Davis?
it right here?
They didn't do it right here.
You didn't. They didn't
Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks. People commend Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks died in poverty.
Yep.
Who else? Who was Angela Davis? I think she's gone too, right?
Angela Davis, she's still here.
Oh,
She's still touring. She's still touring, but she's on the other side. You figure that one out.
Yeah. What else? Who else?
They just want it to. I really wish that these people, we did have this black power that these people think we have in America. Because they really, really believe that there's some system that we have in place that you're a sellout to if you don't support. They really believe that.
Right.
Although you can't point to it on a GPS. You can't even identify where this so-called system is at. It's like I said, it's a vague abstraction. It's out there in the ether. And it's actually a code for it. Did you know that there's a code for this vague, ambiguous,
You speaking so much truth. You speaking so much truth because again, I was having this conversation with my family, with my brother who I love so much, and he understands and gets it. We were having this conversation. He said there's a reason why a lot of black activists left the United States. They realize they can't beat this system. They realize it's a system. It's not an individual.
Yep.
And they got up and left. That's why. Because that's what we're talking about here. When people talk about whiteism and racism, it's not just individual white people. It's the system at large.
We must call out Deion Sanders. There is no we. How many times do I have to say that? There's no we. What we are you talking about?
We must call out.
Am I speaking Mandarin Chinese or something?
Call him out for what?
Call him out for what?
No, bro. Listen.
Deion sent y'all young black kids soft cold and hypocritical.
Yo, listen. Y'all are allowing. Y'all allowing these trolls in the chat room to get us off topic because we answered these questions like an hour ago.
You're right, exactly.
And if y'all, what's going on, bro? Listen, y'all, I gotta go.
Oh man,
he broke out. Yeah, man.
Gee, how much he loves
Play my theme music.
Yeah, man. It's like, listen, we've gone over the problem and we know what the solution is to the problem. And it's just a question. That's why I've taken such a hard line. If you're not in the BAIO, I really don't want to hear anything you have to say. That's a sellout to me. If you're not a part of an organization of people of like mind that's trying to do something for our people, then I don't want to hear a goddamn thing you have to say about anything. What you need to do is go get your cup and bend the fucking knee. That's it.
Facts.
Because there's no reason, no logical reason for you not to be standing with us, other than the fact that you're a coward. So if you're a coward, bend the knee to the white man because you believe in white supremacy, you believe in white racism and supremacy, and you say that no matter where we go on the planet, the white man is going to be there like fucking Santa Claus. So if you believe that, then bend the knee. Stop giving this man such a hard time and just fall in line. Be an American.
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
right?
Now, see, people might take offense to what you're saying, Holland, right? People really might take offense to it, but I take offense. I'm gonna tell you what I take offense to. I'm gonna use Kyrie and Kanye as an example. I take offense to people screaming at the top of their lungs like, yeah, you see how bad they do us, and this and that and yada yada yada. And then when the boo boo hit the fan, Kyrie still playing basketball, bro. Kyrie went
Yeah.
right back to the same place. Hold on, Colin Kaepernick still crying, talking about, hey man, I could be out there. He still want to go tap dance for these people, man. They still want to go tap dance for these. That infuriates me. I'm like, I even made a post, right? Like, hey man, Nike dropped Kyrie. This is a great opportunity for the Hebrew Israelites to start their own shoe stuff. And I was trying to be as serious as I can because I was low key serious. Like, this is a good chance. You got all this attention. Start your own stuff. Like, bam.
Yo,
See, I get more furious. I get more furious when we show how weak we are. When we show that, yeah, we'll say all this stuff and we'll talk all this big poking our chest out, but you still going back to them, man. You still going back to them like you need them. That is weak, and that's not what men do. That's not what men do, man. I know that much. I don't know a lot, but I know that real men make their own. They make their own, man. We don't keep complaining about what we don't got.
If y'all serious about this, I'm gonna start a Cash App for the shoes that the BAIO are going to start depositing money in that Cash App, and let's buy our own shoes.
Boom.
Let's see how real y'all are about it.
I'm down.
Otherwise, shut up.
Okay.
Seriously though, it's about what you're really serious about. I didn't told myself I'm not buying Nike anymore. I got a deal. My uncle been working at Nike for over 30 years. I got a deal. I get all the Nikes, Jordans that I want. I do not want them anymore. My last pair of shoes been nagash.
Well, introduce them to me. I could use a lot of stuff for this trip.
I'm still using Nike.
It's about what we want to do though, really though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying everybody do it, but I'm just saying we have choices. We have choices to make, and we complain like we don't have power. We do have power. We really, really, really do, man. We just have to actually use it. Just have to use it.
That's it.
This is the last thing I'm gonna say. This is the last thing I'm gonna say before I go, because I think it going eventually. Is that I get frustrated when we know the problem, we know the trend, we know the history, and we still keep repeating it. We know that we don't have the are perfectly comfortable just doing the same thing over. That's the only thing that bothers me. We know we don't have the infrastructure, so therefore it doesn't surprise me that Deion left. Yes, I would like him to stay, but we understand that that's not in the current situation. And I just would hope Black people would just be more realistic about their expectations than putting these grandiose fantasies and project them onto people. Because what we're seeing with Deion Sanders is a projection, a lot of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what's bothering me. If you had realistic expectations with Deion, you would say, listen, I know Deion's going to stay here. Let's go for the ride. If he gets a better opportunity, all look to him. Give us good reviews, get us good positivity, and we're going to keep it going. That's all I wish for.
We have to understand. We have to understand that the majority of our people come from a baseline of poverty. We come from a baseline of cultural poverty. We're not thinking power. We're thinking, damn man, we lost another one. Most of them, exactly. Most of the Black people, once he got that job, they was already thinking how it's going to end badly. Literally, it wasn't a good thing. They was already thinking about how it's not going to end well, because we come from this poverty mindset where, damn, we just waiting for the other shoe to drop, as opposed to coming from a power mindset of how we gonna mash. What's the next move up? That's what Deion thinks. Deion thinking from a perspective of power, but just individual power. He only cares about himself. But if we as a people thought that way, instead of talking about anything about politics, we will be in the ass of our Black folks in Congress, 100%, 365 days a year. The people who talk politics here, they will be at them. They will be at the people who could do something about their problems. First themselves, and then going to the individuals, not just talking about this pie in the sky stuff, man. Yes, sir.
Moja, he gave them a gift. If he was there for 3 years, he gave them a system that they could use.
Man,
So why are we
And-
crying about him leaving?
And they
Use
paid
the
no
Seriously.
system that
attention
he
to
put in place.
they paid no
Seriously.
attention to that system, so they cannot recreate it.
Thank you.
So
like
they're gonna
you
blame
said,
him for their shortcomings, and that's what black people do. And I'm
like
dead
you said,
serious. Everybody listening to this, when I drop the Cash App in the chat, dead serious, y'all better start loading it up so we can make our own shoes. I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. And everybody who doesn't, should I call y'all sellouts? I got real
that's a
questions.
good point.
seriously.
Should I call y'all
No, that's a
sellouts?
great point. That's a great point because it's really about what you value. How serious are you, man? How serious are you? Because we love to get those emotions. We love to get that feeling of just adrenaline and emotion. We love that. It gets us every time. This is why churches still exist by the thousands. But when it comes down to work, when it comes down to picking up the hammer, that's when we get weird. Our knees start to buckle, man.
And
For real,
literally
it's sick.
put your money
Really
where your
sick.
mouth
And if
is.
your knees are buckling, it sounds like you need to bend them.
And let's put that money where your mouth is. That $1 trillion that they say the black people spend every year. Let's go ahead. Come on, let's build up this shoe line and let's make it
Not billion, trillion.
I said trillion.
Okay.
Let's make it do what it do. Otherwise, shut up and bend the knee. That's all we saying. If you're not trying to put your money behind something black and something tangible so that we could build our own nation, because that's what sure, we're going to get paid off of it because we're developing it. But the majority of the money is going towards building a black nation. So that the lazy ass black people that don't really want to do the work to build the nation could come over and live off the fruits of our labor.
You're
It's
underrated.
just that simple.
You're underrated.
Yo.
I'm going to throw you an alley-oop. I want you to handle that. I ain't going to say a fucking word.
He is pied. Oh my gosh. Deion Sanders going to Colorado University isn't going to stop kids from going to HBCUs.
How's he
That is-
piping? What the fuck are you talking about?
No,
You
he's saying
simple-minded Negro.
he's saying he's pied piping because Travis Hunter and he took his son to Colorado University. That's why he's
So,
saying they pied
What does
pipe.
that have? What does that have to
Wait,
do with
wait,
anything?
wait. Pause. He took his son to Colorado because his son probably doesn't have to pay tuition because he works there. How stupid can you be? How stupid can you be? Are you kidding me? Why would I not take my son to go to college where he can get a free good education?
Not to say
Are
that
you
the
kidding me?
HBCUs don't have good education, but
That's not what
it
I'm
don't have.
saying.
Yeah, I know
That's
what you're
not
saying.
what I'm
sis.
saying. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is, first of all, the majority of professors that have children, they put their children in the school that their professors at because either they get discounted or free tuition.
Yeah.
That is a perk of being a faculty member at a college. That's what I'm talking about. Black people thinking on such a small, minute, dumbass scale.
That's some shit right there.
Y'all, like, are you kidding me?
That's some
Where
shit.
the white people at telling other white people, don't take why you leaving this school?
The brain
That is some
aneurysm is
shit
coming.
right there.
Now you see why I got kicked off of Twitter.
And his son probably wanted to go to Colorado, and that's probably why he took the deal at Colorado. You don't know what's going on in this man's life. And how dare
yeah.
you assume that you have the right to put your little minuscule mind on this man's life?
You know, I'm gonna be positive because I believe that there are other people that are listening to this live stream. And we don't have to keep repeating what we've already stated because they've heard it and they agree with it. So I'm gonna assume that we really have much more people listening to this to understand what the deal is. And let me bottom line it in terms of where I'm coming from. If you're going to be in America and you don't want to have a nation of your own outside of America, you don't want to support having your own government and having a base of operations outside of America. If that's your position, then it is impossible. Like, I can't even imagine the level of cognitive dissonance you're experiencing by thinking that Deion Sanders is a sellout. Because he's an American and he's looking out for himself and his family as all Americans do. Remember that Brad Pitt movie? He said, America's not a country, America's a business.
Yeah.
He said, in America, you're on your own. So don't get mad at him. And in terms of him saying, like, I think somebody was saying that he sold this thing about believe to the HBCU. You know what that's called? It's called game.
And I don't think
it's the equivalent. It's the equivalent of when a dude sees a girl with a fat ass, he says whatever he has to say so he can hit it.
And to be fair,
so don't be mad. You just got gamed.
And I don't even think he gamed them. Look what he did. He let them go. He helped them to get undefeated.
No, I know he didn't game. I know he didn't game them, but I'm using their philosophy.
Oh shit!
I'm using their logic.
When was Deion Sanders? When was Deion Sanders our cultural leader? Somebody tell me, when was Deion Sanders our cultural leader? When was people following Deion Sanders? Wait a minute. This is even more important. When we have cultural leaders, you people who be pointing and talking bad about them when they're gone or when they do quote unquote sell out, y'all don't listen to them when they're there, man. Y'all didn't listen to Malcolm X. Y'all didn't listen to Martin Luther King. Y'all didn't listen to Noble Drew Ali. Y'all didn't listen. Y'all didn't listen to Marcus Garvey. Because if you did, we wouldn't be in this position that we're in now. Wait a minute, it gets even better. Guess what? We're in the age of information and digital. You could figure out and read and listen to their lectures now and even go back and do it now. Because everything that they was talking about, it applies today, man. So if y'all want to be mad about sellouts and everything, y'all can go to the people who stood before us and who was serious and listen to what they said and do it. Because they saying the stuff that we doing right now. So don't tell me about who's selling out. Because if Deion was telling us to come together and do something for us, you wouldn't be doing it, man. Until he's gone, then you want to cry about it. So stop it. Stop it.
Than Deion Sanders, Umoja.
Tell me.
The Ghost of Judah tribe.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Man,
that's a bigger sellout than Deion Sanders, because none of these Negroes are part of anything having to do with empowerment. None of them. What they doing is sitting back with their karate suits on, in probably their mom's house or their girlfriend's house who got a corporate job. Mm-hmm. They don't have their name on one lease. They don't pay insurance on nothing.
Right. And get up here talking about blah, blah, blah. Why? You probably playing with yourself, you coward. Straight up. And I don't like, listen though. I'm being serious because I don't like to be talking about people and stuff like that. But when you come up being disrespectful, you are a coward and you don't deserve to even be in here. Please disappear.
Yeah, could you get that guy out of here?
No, let him on so I can embarrass him. I hate.
Well, he can be embarrassed while off screen. Get him off. I don't want to see his fucking ass in the fucking live. Get him out of here. Whoever's a fucking moderator.
Oh my gosh! As soon as you know what?
Clowns.
This is just
like I said. This is all it is. This is wannabe black shit when they don't have no clue about what black power is. No clue about what nationhood is. They don't even understand the impact and power of infrastructure. They don't fucking get it. This is like we're trying to have an adult conversation with a bunch of preschoolers. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of disrespecting preschoolers because I think they're more intelligent than these people. I think that these babies have more sense than they do. Selling out what? If somebody answer that question.
Nobody ever answered
it. Deion Sanders is what exactly is he selling out?
And also, let me lob off of that. When did Deion Sanders ever state that he was doing anything for black people? With all that he has done for black children, getting them in college, coaching them, all of that he was doing, when did he ever state he was doing anything for black people?
Salima, I'm about to say something that might cause a problem.
Never. And
I'm about to say something.
You idiots that believe that you could just tell this man how he's supposed to live his life, you deserve what you get. Bend the knee. Yes, sir.
I'm about to say something that might cause a problem.
Uh-oh.
Man, go ahead. You know this. Let's do it.
Okay. You know what these Negroes remind me of?
Oh.
The modern woman that waits at the finish line to fuck the winner.
How? Oh shit, man.
It is what it is.
It sure is.
Oh my god.
You notice
It
how we
sure is.
claim people? We wait till people get successful and then we claim them. When Tiger Woods was going to the golf course in the morning and practicing on being the best golfer in the world, how many women
Come
was
on, bro.
really knocking themselves over to be with him? Like, oh shit, look at the guy with that golf clubs.
Nope. None.
They was probably making fun of him, saying he was corny and all this stuff. But the moment he becomes a billionaire, now all of a sudden he's got to be a representative for the race. Why is it that we want to jump? We want to fuck the winners. We want to sit by the finish line and wait to see who finishes it. Hey, I was with you all along. That sounds like a bitch to me.
In addition to that, y'all, it's just real disheartening, everything that y'all saying and doing. Because y'all was cool when Deion was flipping around and making y'all laugh and everything. He was the best thing going. Now that he's not doing what y'all want to do, he a sellout. And still up until this moment, y'all can't state what he's selling out to.
Because there is no answer other than some vague abstraction of blackness that don't really mean anything in America.
And what are y'all doing for black people? Why are we not where we need to be? Because y'all not doing nothing but talking and disrespecting another black man for what he's doing for him and his family. Go sit down somewhere.
Have several seats, as they say.
Make me sick. Just stop. Stop this fake wokeness, this fake outrage over what another man is doing to make sure he got money in his pocket. Worry about your own pockets.
See, that's the thing, Salima. What if we went to each one of these people that's mad at Deion Sanders and say, hey, since you so for Black Power, we got this organization called the Black African Infrastructure Organization, and we need people to sign up so we can, get this Black Power thing going on. What do you think their answer would be?
all kind of questions about shit that don't matter. But you said it best though. You said it best. If you were so mad, if you were so angry, you would do something about it. And here's where we fall short. We think doing something about it is voting. We think doing something about it is donating to an organization every few months or something. And for a lot of us, that's enough, right? And I gotta say that's okay if that's you. But if you one of the people who really loud, if you one of the people who really got some fire in your belly about this shit, there is something more that you can do. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us just think that just talking about it, making a post on social media, going to church and praying about it, I did my part. Leave the rest up to Jesus.
All I know is this. We got more than enough people right now to do what we have to do, and we're doing it. It would be nice to have some more, but we don't need them. We got enough right now to do what we have to do, to make a move. And it would be nice if some people would get their fucking heads out of their asses and actually be down with people who are actually trying to do something rather than worrying about people who's only in this for themselves. And that's the reason why I'm not mad at Deion Sanders. I'm not mad at him. He's an American. I've never heard Deion Sanders claim to be a black nationalist. Deion Sanders says, I can't run away from my blackness because that's who I am. And he's right. That's who he is. But in America, that don't mean nothing. All it means is that that's what the color of your skin is. People can look at you and say that you're black. That's all it really means. Where's our power base here in America? Where's our fucking African-American dirt road? I'm still waiting for that one. Oh, and let's talk about Black Wall Street in Atlanta. Can we talk about that? What did the people in Atlanta tell us when we're like, oh, you want to go to Black Wall Street? They're like, why? It's a desert wasteland. Most of the people that were vendors there have left it. Oops. There goes that. How many fucking failures have to happen before you'll realize what the fucking solution is?
Somebody sent me a picture of Black Wall Street when I asked what is what can black people do here in America. That's the picture that they sent me last week, and I didn't respond back to them. I just laughed
You know what
because
I
I
think is going to
know.
happen? I think that guy, and I'm not like the guy who started it, much power, most props to him because he didn't have to do that. But what's going to happen is he's not going to have enough money to sustain it, and he's going to have to sell it.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
And that's why I laughed, because when we were in Atlanta, we were talking about it, the fact that it's not doing well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, that's not something, because it's not going to sustain. It can't sustain itself because black people don't even support that.
Right.
There you go. Let me tell y'all something.
It was cute when it first started. Now, let me go back to the mall.
People support what they value. People support what they value. People support what they value and what they believe in. That's why if you start uploading videos of booty shake, pornography stuff, you're gonna become very popular, make a lot of money really quick. That's why if you open up a club or bar, you're gonna get some money and you're gonna live a real fun life. And that's equally why when you have an organization saying, y'all, let's just come together, put up some funds, start making these African trips and doing this, that's why you don't see a lot of people going, because they don't value it, man.
Thank you.
See, we don't want to be honest about this shit as a people. We want to talk about like we all want black power and all this shit. I'm talking about we can start doing something in America. We can say, hey, y'all, we all want to start migrating to Atlanta, but pick out one of these areas and start actually building as a people. People ain't gonna come. They don't want to fucking do it, man. They just want to talk. They want to talk and still be able to turn the channel and binge watch something. They want to talk and still be able to go hop in the car and go to Popeyes and get them a sandwich real quick, though. You understand me? They want to be able to talk, but still be able to get on their phone and call up Susie, call up Karen, call up Venezuela. You understand me? If we being honest, we don't value ourselves as people, man. As human beings, as black human beings, we do not value each other collectively, man. Because if we did, we wouldn't have to have these conversations. It would be happening in mass. It would be happening in mass, though, if we actually valued each other as a people. We don't. That's why we can come up with anything. We can come up with an organization about shooting guns, about killing people. We can come up with an organization about how to make beats. We can come up with an organization about how to become superstar rappers. We would get rich in 3 months. Period. Factual facts. But when we talk about let's come together, man, and get the fuck away from these people who's been tormenting us for centuries, we act like that's a problem. That's a damn problem. That's a stupid business model. That's a business model that will never work. Weirdos.
What you just described is the solution to the problem, because you're getting to the source of what the problem is. It's like Underrated. You were on that show, I think, when we were talking about the whole Brittany Griner situation.
From In the Paint, right?
Yeah, from In the Paint.
Yeah.
And I pointed out the fact that everybody was hopping and skipping around the source of the problem with the WNBA. They're like, well, the NBA should do this. Oh, well, they should. The advertisers should do this. The promoters, they have to find a way. Everybody's tap dancing around the fact that the source of the problem is that women don't support the WNBA. That's the problem. That's the source of the problem. So my question is, if women don't even want it, what the fuck is the reason for it existing? So men can try to feel better about themselves? The women don't want it. It's the same thing what you're talking about, Yamoja. When you want something, you put your energy into it and you value it, then that's where your money goes.
It's as simple as that. It's literally that simple.
Black people spend on black people. If you look at your budget, where's your money at right now? What bank is it in?
Man, you about to start getting real. You about to start getting too real, Mr. Hollip. I'm serious, brother.
What bank
you
is your
getting
money
too real. You're getting too real. When I listen, y'all, I put it like this. Let me say this real quick, Hollip. When I look at my statements, sometimes I get to looking, I see $14.99, $11.99, $6.99, and it be fast food. It be eating out. I'll be like, what the fuck? Why am I spending? I'm just using that for an example of when you're looking at your budget and you see where your money going, and when you're like, why? What am I doing with my life? Why am I spending all this money eating out? Keep on going, brother. Keep on going, Hollip. Cook, because this is important.
In the belly of the beast, and that's why When you pay your rent, it goes to somebody that's not black. When you ride and you go to transport to your job, you're usually giving money to somebody that ain't black. When you eat at the job, you're usually giving money to somebody that ain't black. We got all of these things, and you know what this comes from, right? Living in an infrastructure controlled by somebody else. Now, just imagine if we had our own infrastructure. All of that money would be going to black people. But for some reason, that's fucking like bizarre. I'm living in a bizarre universe. I can't even say that because the biggest people that's going to come at me is these so-called black power niggas. I don't even get resistance from regular. I can have this conversation with a regular black person and they'll sit down and they'll at least listen to me. I'm not going to say that they'll become a member or anything, but they'll listen and they'll agree. These black power motherfuckers here in America are the reason why nothing can get done, because they're not about black power. They're about keeping black people in the same situation that they are in perpetually. That's their goal. That's their mission. That's their fucking end game. And I've been in this for too long to not identify it for what it is. Don't trust any of these motherfuckers. They don't care about you. It don't take 60 fuck. It took Rwanda 20 years to turn around a genocide situation. And these motherfuckers been here since for 500? Since the 60s? Let's not count all of those other hundreds of years. Let's just count the 60s. From the 60s till now. And we don't have not one shred of power anywhere in this country. No base of operations, no organized, nothing.
Big brother holla, but while you cooking, mind you, let's say pre-Reconstruction and around Reconstruction, very early 1900s, do you know that there was many exoduses? I just started reading the book Black Exodus, and it starts with talking about us going home, and it was like, no, it was a thing. It wasn't even an organized thing. It was just a thing. People was on the shores going back home like it was normal. There was no need to talk about this. There wasn't no, people knew it's time to go. If we can get a boat, nigga, we going. It was like that. Nowadays, though, it's so foreign, man, and there's so many reasons. We'll be talking for months and months about why we choose to still stay here. But when we express it as individuals and people, we say that it just sounds so dumb and just cowardly. Oh, well, my job. Oh, but my cousin. Yeah, man, my grandma, she gonna die in 13 months. Then I'm gonna make my first trip. It'd be some just wild stuff, man. Like, bro, stop playing with your life, man. We can do this now. There's nothing stopping us now. Come watch us. Come watch us.
Let me tell you something. I was just talking to two of my cousins that work with the business with me. And I told them this is the first time I'm having a conversation with them that soon in the near, next couple of years, I'm leaving and I'm going to the continent. And it was so funny. They both looked at me like, but what about everything that we talked about? I said, no, we got until I leave for me to teach y'all the business so y'all can run the business here. And I'll be over there, basically running the business from over there. But those two people will be set up in the United States so that they can have their portions of the business. I'm paying you and we're building up the business. So it wasn't like the shock part was like, oh no, you're gonna leave us and we're not gonna be ready. They didn't realize that that's my plan. We're there for this next year and a half. I'm gonna get them ready to be able to run their own business. So I will have businesses on both continents. If you're not thinking like that and you still thinking small, then you deserve what you get. I never said to these two people that have children and lives and jobs and things of that nature, I need you to go ahead and quit your job, work for my business that right now I can't pay you because I'm not moving as much as I want. But I'm going to teach you how. I'm not saying any of that because they got kids they got to feed. What I'm going to do is leave you in a position where you can sustain yourself and your family, run this business, and we're going to be good. You don't have to go to Africa with me. Do y'all get that? and we're
I'm
building
pretty sure they understand.
jobs and industries and things of that nature, and I'm not even going to be here. But then again, you thinking about working for, somebody else. You thinking about worrying about Deion Sanders and whether or not he sold out black people by getting another job.
Which is basically what it is.
It's a job. Are you kidding me? If I leave the telecommunication company that I work at now and go to another one, are they gonna write in my papers when I sign my papers to leave the company, you're a sellout? That's stupid. Everything that they're saying is just stupid. But that goes to show the level of intelligence that black people have. I don't care what degrees you have. I don't care what school you went to. If you believe a black man getting a job at another school is him being a sellout, you're an imbecile. And having book smarts has nothing to do with intelligence.
Apparently.
Having a degree Ben Carson is a bumbling idiot and he's a neurosurgeon. So I don't care how many degrees you have. You can still be a complete nincompoop and have a degree.
Yeah, you can actually be skilled because Ben Carson is one of the best brain surgeons in the world.
And he's dumb.
And he's an idiot anywhere else outside of the operating room.
Ben Carson is freaking Forrest Gump outside of an operating room.
We're going to pay for health care and taxes.
And y'all sitting here talking about this man sold out because he got another job. It's a job.
And the most important thing, Salima, he was there for 3 years and he had a system. Why are you crying about him leaving when he had a system that y'all?
This would work so much well for everybody. For real, this would work so much well for everybody. Anybody who think about Deion as being a sellout, this will work so much better. Hope and wish that he does well at Colorado and then just forget about it. And then if you're a football fan, you could just check on Colorado next year and just see how Deion do. And you could judge him as a football coach because guess what? Deion is a football coach now. That's it. He's a football coach and an entertainer. He's a sports personality, let's call him. That's all Deion is, man. He
right now, prime time is in Colorado.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. When The Rock left the WWE and started acting, did he sell out?
No. He sell out when he got there.
No. Let's not do that. I'm dead serious. He left one job to go to another job. He didn't sell out the WWE?
No.
He started a new job. That's all.
Yeah. Unless you're John Cena, you think he sold out, but no.
Until you John Cena did the same thing he did.
Right.
That was what you call jealousy. It had nothing else to do with anything but jealousy. Because the moment he got an opportunity, he did the same thing he was accusing The Rock of doing.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me that black people are held to this stupid standard. It doesn't even make any sense that this is what we're doing. Like, I could do what I want to do. It's my business.
America.
I don't see when the white people yelling at their own like that when they do shit like this. They do it all
America,
the time.
Man.
When I tell people that I used to work for the police department, they look at me like, "Oh, you the ops." I had people say, "Oh, you the ops." I'm the ops. It was a job.
Wait.
We got an op right now in the chat.
I need everybody to stop everything because y'all ain't gonna let Salima talk about nothing about no law enforcement and make me think about a firearm. And I witnessed something, y'all. I don't even want to go there. I don't want to derail the whole conversation, but damn it. I miss you. I'm gonna just say I miss you and she dangerous. Keep on going. Keep on going. Keep on coming.
Damn it. He said you shoot like a sheriff.
Yeah. Just pick them up and put them back in there. Yeah.
But I had people who look at me and first of all, I haven't worked for the police department in 20 years. Is it 2000, almost 20, 15 years. But I'm still looked at. They be like, "Oh, you the ops." I'm the ops. I don't even know nobody. Half the people I work with don't even work with the police department anymore. I don't even know nobody. So it was a job. It was a job in a profession that I enjoyed. That's all it was. So when I went to telecommunications, did I sell out the police, the profession of policing? Like, none of this makes sense. It's a job. Get over it. Get over it.
Shaking my head.
Yeah, man.
Let me say this, y'all. Let me say this, and then I gotta go, y'all. Everybody who listening, seriously though, when we talk about our best, some of our greatest being gone in their 20s, in their 30s, not hell of them literally not seeing 30 or 40. I'm talking about the Medgar Evers, I'm talking about the Malcolms, I'm talking about the Martins, obviously, right? And the list goes on. I'm talking about the Patrice Lumumbas, I'm talking about them, right? All of them who's gone. They didn't just fucking leave, man. They were taken, right? Now let's think about all the movements from the Nation of Islam to the Garvey movement to the BAIO. Think about all the movements that started, that flourished, that failed, that even still going on now and got paying members. The UNIA got several charters. Think about all that. It's done for a reason. It's not done because we're bored here and we just want to come together and have parties. It's done because it's a system that's been fucking us for a long time, man. Here's the good news. We literally here, man, doing some shit, we are making steps, taking steps to make this shit go, to make it to where instead of talking about I said all that stuff in the preface of this comment to just make us aware that we do all this stuff, and like us, we just think about it now. Like, we know that it's up to us to change it, but let us not forget that we are sitting here somewhere stuck in a system where literally everybody around us laughs at us. Man, nobody is on here on YouTube for 3 hours talking about their cultural fucking problems because they don't have to. They already working together. They already have their own systems that are embedded in their culture. Mexicans don't come together and be doing this meat and shit. They already got a culture in America where they solid. They sending money to Mexico weekly, monthly, taking care of their family. Italians, Germans, Lithuanians, Ukrainians, who in America, they all got their own systems here in America. While we sitting here scattered, crazy, talking about what we need to do. Come to the BIO, man, so we can get this shit done. That's what I'm saying, y'all. How about fucking that? It's not hard at all. I promise you. People love us. Everyone want to be us. Everyone want to jug and dance and tap and sing and have locks and have corn fucking rolls. Everyone loves us, man, except us. You know what I'm talking about. It's time for y'all to come to the BIO and stop being so fucking hard on for these celebrities and gossip and entertainment. Come entertain us. We are entertaining. I promise you, I'm hilarious in my normal life. I'm chill, man. But about this, about my people, about the future of my people, I'm so sincere and so serious. So come so you can joke with me. Come on the Discord. You know what I'm talking about? Come get into our chats where we just chilling. We do that. But it's time for us to stop playing and looking around and talking about what we can do. Come over here where we're doing it. And we're not doing it for the flash and fame. We're doing this shit for our people in the future. So come on and help now, man. Don't wait for 50 years when we chilling and telling y'all no. We need to see y'all passport because we don't trust you.
And that is why his name is President Umoja. That is
I love
exactly
y'all, man. I just pulled up. I gotta go.
Peace right,
y'all so much.
Yeah, well, it looks like we reached the end anyway.
If I could just say one last thing.
Yes.
There is the 85% that are so-called the followers, that are the sheep. There's the 10% that manage the 85%. And you have the 5% that just observe the shit. And then there's the 1%, which is the BAIO, that's actually doing the shit. Now play me my theme music.
Your guns and your butter, baby.
There it is. I think we should leave on that note. Unless Salima, did you have something else to say?
I don't have nothing to say. I'm getting ready. I'm gonna make that Cash App. I'll be dropping it in the comments later.
Ooh.
Let's see if y'all really gonna put y'all money where y'all mouth is and stop buying Jordans and all that other stuff. Reeboks, because let's see. But then again, we know how black people are. All talk and no goddamn show.
Yeah, let's see you Black Power, Deion's a sellout Negro, sign up to the BAIO website and actually contribute to a nation state. Let's see that happen. For all you people that's so pro-black.
And also, I mean, and let's be real, to be a member of the BAIO is completely and totally free. All you got to do is sign up to a website and engage. But if y'all really real about what we talking about, this shit costs money. I'm not playing with anybody else anymore. From this live forward, I'm not playing with anybody. Put y'all money where y'all mouth is. Put y'all money where y'all mouth is. Y'all worrying about where Deion Sanders work at, where he make his money? Put y'all money where y'all mouth is. Buy 2-3 pairs of these shoes and drop us a couple, $100 a month so we could build some roads and things of that nature in our own nation. Other than that, don't talk to us no more.
Yeah. How about sign up to a free website?
A free web, not we have time to the free website, but I'm done with the niceties. We also need money. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Y'all put money into everything else. Y'all put money into all types of foolishness. Y'all pay for to watch all of the sports and this and the other thing, and that's why y'all talking about Deion Sanders. That does absolutely nothing for your future. All black people are about is entertainment.
What the hell is that?
All about entertainment. Go ahead, put your money where y'all.
Oh, that was Deion. I'm like, what the hell? He playing like old Negro spirituals and shit?
I'm dead serious, and I'm because we've been doing this for a long time. One of the problems with the Lost Foundation of Islam is that their membership is still $15 a month. The same amount that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was charging in 1950, 1960.
Yeah.
Y'all think about that.
Isn't today's mathematics should be updated? Because most of that stuff is from the 60s.
Yes. They're still charging the same amount of money to be a member of the Lost Foundation of Islam than they were 40 years ago, 50 years ago.
How many members do they have?
I honestly don't know. I'll find out.
About 20,000, 20,000.
I'll find out in February. I'm gonna get some information in February. But I'm dead serious. Like we really think that building a nation is gonna be free. We honestly think that doing what we are going to do, the average black person thinks it should just happen, and that they are, just because they're black, they are entitled to the fruits of our labor. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not
Just
anymore.
To piggyback off of what you're saying, I think that if it's anybody that's in the finance industry, economists, any of those people that are listening to what Sister Salima is saying and feel that they can contribute to the formation of an economic fund, please give us a shout out.
Absolutely.
Please join the group.
I'm going to hunt these people down. I'm going to try to find them.
Yeah.
And
that's above my pay grade, so I can't do it.
It's definitely above mine. But all I'm saying is that we're sitting here and people think that we just are on social media and YouTube just talking about, no. You know how many hours go into building a nation? You know how many there are times when our brains, I know mine anyway, I know Harlop does, our brains are so exhausted just from having conversations.
Right.
Fund these trips going to Liberia to build up the nation. Dead serious. I'm not doing this anymore because it's not a game. And don't get me wrong, we laugh, we joke. It's not a game. And y'all calling this man a sellout for taking care of himself and his family, but y'all just talking. It's
In
just
America, that's
constant.
the key.
It's just constant talking. And y'all are doing nothing to stop us from being in the situation that we in. So put y'all money where y'all mouth is. Let's go. Let's stop with all of this jibber jabber, verbal masturbation, and all of this other foolishness that y'all want to do. Going back and forth about the Congo being a real Wakanda. In America, you saying all of this like you could go to the Congo and do something to change how the Congo operates. You cannot change the way the United States operates. You absolutely cannot, from the inside or the outside. What
'Cause
you
it's a
have to
system.
do is separate yourself from what you're saying you do not agree with. And how do
Right.
you do that? You build your own nation. If that's
Right.
not what you're trying to do, leave us alone. Stop talking to us.
You cannot defeat a system as an individual. The only thing that you can do with a system is find a better system. That's it. If you want a better system, build one, create one, and maintain it yourself. Because a system is self-perpetuating. Anytime you try to go against what the system is, the system will find a multitude of ways to stop you from doing it. That's just the way it works. So if we have a problem with the American system, then we have to create our own. Or bend the knee, Jon Snow. Bend the knee. Because you already admit that white people are superior to you. So then why don't you just bend the knee to them? And while you're on your knees, we'll be in Liberia.
Living a beautiful life. I'm
And
not
on
saying
that note, I love all of y'all. It's been real. 3 hours we put in. I like that. This is going to be a lot to listen to. Because you know I listen to all these live streams. I go back and listen to everything.
man, I listen to them, and then it's like so many things that I like. My mind just goes like, like listen, hitting on other points, and I read the comments, and it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's time to stop playing games. I'm not playing games with anybody anymore. I'm probably gonna do a live with. I'm gonna talk to Minister Dawood about doing a live because I have an event that I'm going to in February, and I'm gonna need a whole live to digest everything that's gonna happen. So
Okay.
we'll talk
Underrated.
about that.
Is underrated there? Or is he?
I'm here.
Oh yeah.
He is
Do you think?
Thanos.
Do you think that we could do a trailer like you did for this one, but for the how jobs are created live stream?
Yeah. Y'all having that live stream next week?
I think unless anybody has an issue with it, I think I will book it for next week.
Oh,
Okay.
oh.
Yeah, if that's not a problem. Because I like the fact that this had a trailer. Like, did y'all like that? That when you click on it, you saw a trailer for the live stream.
Yes.
Yeah.
Under
that's kinda cool.
Speaking of trailers and whatnot, as far as the trip goes, that I'm making some slight changes to it. Those of us who are going, we're gonna try to get us a hotel that's gonna be closer to the airport, and that's gonna save us a couple of dollars. I'm also working on the itinerary. The money is coming through. It's just the guy that we're working with. He's in Liberia. We're on different time zones, and he's been sick. I know he's had malaria, so yeah. So he's been a bit roughed up, but we are working on that. The numbers are coming through. I just got to put it together so we can get the itinerary going to get it back out with Underrated's help, of course. So that actually is actually still happening. I know it seems like I'm not doing nothing, but I'm actually doing a lot.
Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks that at all. We are going to Liberia. It's an expensive trip. Everybody who feels like they want to help us build a nation, this is not. Of course, we're going to have some fun because we're going to be together. But this is a nation building trip. Hit me up and I'll let you know how you can get us some money so we can go. I'm dead serious about this from now on. Everything that we talk about, everything that we're doing, we need y'all help with it too. I'm tired of being a broke black nationalist, a broke black business owner. I'm sick of it. And being that Deion Sanders is a sellout because he want to get a better job, y'all need to start paying us because we still doing this. We still here. We still building a black nation. So if y'all really believe that he's a sellout, start giving us some money so we don't have to be sellouts as well.
I thought we were going to Sierra Leone.
But we're going to Liberia. Aren't we going over there?
It was just we were gonna tackle one country first. I know Liberia might be.
Either way,
we got it. We know what we're doing.
Thing.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. So y'all really want to keep the black culture going. Do it for the culture. Y'all need to hit us up. We need good $20,000-$30,000 to make this trip happen. Put your money where your mouth is. That's my new saying. We cannot do it right here and put your money where your mouth is, because we don't want to be sellouts. Can y'all let us live and be great so we don't have to be sellouts?
Yeah.
Can y'all give us some money?
I'm gonna need an extra $5,000 for my rent.
Shut up. I can't stand underrated.
Oh, that's my nigga there.
That's right. One black man getting a better job hurt all HBCUs, and that is why I need everybody that believes that Deion Sanders is a sellout to send us some money. I'm getting ready to start this GoFundMe, and I need y'all to go ahead and start hitting. I need to see minimum 3 figures. Don't send me $5, because if y'all do, y'all making me become a sellout. Because I'm
just make sure you tell them this is Salima's GoFundMe. This is not
Absolutely.
the
BAIO. What
disclaimer?
Wait. Follow. How does your live start? Everything that's being stated is the opinion.
The views and opinions of Sister Salima.
There you go. There you go.
Disclaimer.
Because I'm sick of y'all. I'm so sick of the absolute and total just the lying that y'all doing. That y'all really care that this man got a better job. Put your money where your mouth is. Shut me up. Make me out to be a liar. Make me out to be a liar. One man getting a better job has hurt all HBCUs. Man, listen.
No, I tell you, there's multiple Thanoses out here.
There's so many Thanoses. And why the hell he not that's the only thing he did with the gauntlet. That's all he did was get a better job? What the is wrong? That's all he could do was get a better job with all of that power.
And you know what I would have used the gauntlet on? I would have made sure that everybody that paid for those tickets, those 60,000 tickets, was calculated. That's what I would have did.
Right, so he could get his bonus.
I get my bonus.
Y'all want him to stay at the job where they was robbing him. That's what y'all. So y'all hate black people. Y'all the sellouts, because y'all want that black man to stay where he was being abused. Y'all the sellouts.
They say he wasn't being abused. That's what they'll say.
Yeah, whatever.
He even paid his own money to his coaching staff and to upgrade the facility at JSU.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But he's the sellout.
Let's clarify this, because people already asked.
Ethel.
No, the BAIO does not have a GoFundMe.
They do not have
Salima's
a GoFundMe. They don't have a GoFundMe. No.
This is Salima's GoFundMe, not the BAIO.
No, but all I'm saying, I'm dead. But what I'm saying is, let's listen to what y'all are saying, and if that's the case, then y'all want a black nation? Fund the building of a black nation. I'm so serious.
No, you're 100% correct. I just want the proper people to create the fund so that we have full transparency. No GoFundMe, no Patreon, none of that shit. We want full transparency. I want, if I had my way, I would create like a black version of Robinhood. Like an app that you have on your phone where you can invest your money and you can actually see where your money is going.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually, but like I said, all of these ideas is coming from a dude who lived in the projects growing up. I don't have the education
right, exactly,
to make this stuff happen. This is I'm punching way above my pay grade, y'all. I know what needs to happen, but I can't do it. I know that a bridge needs to be built, but I can't build it. I know we need to have an economic system, but I can't create it. You get it? So like when people say, well, why don't you do it? Like, okay, so I'm gonna be the jack of all trades. I'm gonna build a nation by myself. And then you can actually think that this is a tangible, concrete thing. That makes no sense. I know about mixed martial arts. I'm not in it. I'm not a fighter.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You know, these things that these constructs that y'all put on Black people are absolutely ridiculous. No other group of people is forcing their people to be mistreated, to be disrespected, to be used. And then when they say stop beating on me, you a sellout.
Why won't you let me whoop your ass?
This battered woman syndrome that y'all want us to stay in is over. Over.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, yeah. Why, like Ronan said, why am I accepting a raise? Isn't that a
That's
sellout?
right, exactly.
Ain't I selling out my previous salary?
Isn't that what I just listen? Why am I going looking for other jobs? Because this company won't pay me what I know I'm worth.
Sell these nuts.
And they won't let me work from home no more. So
Sell
because
these
I
nuts,
can't work
nigga.
from home, I'm a sellout. No, I'm doing what's best for me. You
Sell
bunch
these
of
nuts
idiots.
Sell these nuts out. How about that?
Yo, come on, man.
Wow.
I'm sick of it. Like, y'all ridiculous.
Yeah, don't you usually work so you can get a raise?
Thank you.
Nah.
Who works?
No, black. You know what blackness means? Blackness. I've heard somebody. Didn't somebody say that a person that made a statement that Africa wasn't made for skyscrapers?
What?
Wow.
Africa wasn't made for buildings, apparently. So I guess we're all just supposed to be living in trees
And in mud huts and in huts and shit.
because that's keeping it real, according to the arbiters of blackness. That's what keeping it real African is being broken poor. That's what that means.
Yeah, I've encountered that. Yeah,
you can go and fuck yourself with that.
That's how we got conquered in the first damn place.
No, you know what being African means? Being an African means being the best.
Right.
That means that if there's a society where our society should be at the top of the food chain. That's what being African means.
Simple behind people.
But for you, African means being broke, being poor, and begging white people for scraps and crumbs. That's what being an African and being black means to you. Well, good luck with that. Good luck with that. That's not our philosophy. So good luck.
Ronan, you better give that raise back. I don't want
those
nobody
cups coming.
A sellout, brother. Come on, get them raised back. Yes.
Keep those cups, baby. Keep those cockles, clams, and whatever.
Oysters,
Keep those
clams,
things. Oysters, clams, and cockles. Keep them coming.
God damn it, boy.
Anyway, y'all, let's get off of here.
All right,
y'all. I'll see y'all later tonight in the Discord.
Yes,
all
sir.
right.
Peace.
Peace.